Hey guys, this is Cyberpunk RED. This is high-tech, low-life. A actual play comes to you weekly from me, from us, from How to Drink at this channel, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're only 21 minutes late tonight, which is good. We're ahead of schedule. You guys are here. I'm here. They're here. I don't have any music going on right now. Why don't we get some kind of music going? Because it's a little dry, right? There we go. Little tunes. This is the show. Actually, you know what we should do? We should do the opener. We should do the opening, right? We should do the show open.
Do it.
I'm going to have a new one soon. I don't have one yet.
It's on. Net 54.
It's a rough world out there. New threats are lurking around every corner. Between the booster gangs, famine, societal collapse, radiated groundwater, engineered diseases, and corporate upheaval, sometimes it's tough to make sense of it all. At Dring, we know how you feel. That's why our engineers work round the clock to bring you the very latest designer drugs. Drugs that keep you one step ahead of the boosters so that you can make it home safe and sound to your conapt after a long day at the office. Drugs like Securicine, a revolutionary all-day prevention against disease, poison, and pain. Doses of Securicine are individually formulated for your specific and unique physiology, so it's side effect free. With Securicine, you'll have access to something money can seldom buy: peace of mind. The peace of mind that comes with knowing the next time you're staring down a booster in a dark alleyway, you'll be the one walking away in one piece. Securicine is available for pre-order now, so ask your Human Resources department if Securicine is right for you and your bodyguards. Remember, there's nothing as luxurious as security, and you deserve it. Securicine. By Dring, the drug people. Though users of this designer drug experience fewer side effects than with other common anti-ablative, side effects may still include dry mouth, blurry vision, sore jaw, temporary confusion, extreme euphoria, spastic colon, and temporary increases in cyber disassociation while the body normalizes the dosage.
Alright, Choombas. Tonight, are you ready to strap in, chip up, and get hard? Because Combat Cab is back. That's right. On Net 54. Yeah! Your favorite kills from Combat Cab Classic. Oh yeah. Everything now upgraded to volumetric viewing. Plus, Combat Cab 37 is all new. Blood-curdling screams coming soon. Fire, death, bombs, destruction starting on the 7th of August. Ooh. Exclusively on Network 54.
We are back and live. Hello, welcome to Cyberpunk RED, a weekly actual play tabletop role-playing game from us here at the HTD network. By the way, what's the URL for that? I gotta find out, because I created it. We have it now. We have...
You just don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I don't
like
remember what it is.
.com?
What? No, it's a thing on Twitch. It's a Twitch network. We have a Twitch network.
Hold on. I have it on my channel.
Twitch.
I can go pull it up.
Do you? You got that?
Yeah, I put it in my bio on my channel.
Yeah, me and Ari and Ari, we're all on there, and we're gonna probably I don't know what we're gonna do with it. I have no idea yet. But,
am I on there?
Well,
I mean, you
do
can
Twitch?
if you want to be. Do you want to be? All right.
All right.
Sure.
You better start tweeting. You better start twitching too. Twitch.
That's the enthusiasm we were
There you
looking
go.
for.
I be
put
Twitcher,
the link
man.
in chat. There it
did.
is.
I mean, I'm twitching all the time.
You gotta Twitch and tweet
Yeah.
on Twitch.
I
Not
tweet.
not because of the Jake walk though. I mean, you have to be.
I tweet about Greg's Twitch.
Yeah, you tweet. You tweet. We tweet together. You tweet. I tweet. We all tweet.
You sometimes you retweet my stuff. It's appreciated.
Barco is in here yelling at us.
I tweet
So-
Twitch.
Tell me something new.
Let's bring the audience up to speed. So last week we faced off against Santakan. We fought Santakan. Not last week, 2 weeks ago. We took last week off because I was in the hospital. I'm feeling a lot better now. I don't think we need to go into so many details there. But 2 weeks ago, we fought Santakan, and that, everybody won except for Branton. Branton lost. What happened there, Branton?
I feel like it was a draw, at the least. We kind of
Wasn't
ran.
talking to you. I was talking to Branton.
I'm sorry. Hold my pearls. Jeez. Okay.
Okay. Wait. Say that again? Something
What
weird
happened?
just happened.
What happened to you?
Just now?
Yeah. Well, no. What happened with SantaCon?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
man. The Santas.
So SantaCon turned out to be an ex employee of a coworker of mine.
Yeah.
And I might have, made his wife cheat on him with a homeless person in front of everybody at the Christmas party. He went completely insane. Of course,
Totally
he was fired. He lost
unwarranted,
his job.
insane. I mean, just
Yes,
for no reason.
And he wants to kill me.
Fact.
And well, he's got this new crew, and he attacked us. He tried to murder us, and worst of all, he planted a dead prostitute in front of me and took some of my blood, put it all over the dead prostitute, and I am convinced that I am going to lose my job, and I'm really having an existential crisis because who is Branton without being an executive? That's where I am.
Who indeed? Who indeed? Who is the Branton?
It's rough, man.
It could have gotten worse.
Sure, I guess. So I'm just dealing with that right now.
I suppose people
And
could've died.
luckily, Cassandra has been, telling me about how she's dealt with depression and the meaninglessness of life.
Yeah.
By fully embracing it and joining a doomsday cult, although I don't think I've mentioned the doomsday part of it yet.
Fair.
We're just kind of easing into it. But Cassandra sees an opportunity to spread the truth.
Yeah, you don't want to come out too fast to the gate. You don't want to come out of the gate too hard with that doomsday stuff. You want to keep that a little bit under wraps, just a little. So you guys last week, the culmination of where we're at right now, right? Just to bring everybody up to speed, a lot of things are going on, and it's impossible for me to recap everything. Long story short, an old girlfriend of Zero's shows up in town. They bump into each other. I am drinking coffee. Brush off against each other, and then Barco, I gotta tell you, I like you, man, but the all caps chanting, that's band territory. You better watch it. You're gonna get time. So just be careful now, young man. So back to this. So to catch you guys up, his old girlfriend, LaShawn Tachabana, she shows up. She's on a job. She's a very hot hacker. She's a very serious cyber cowboy. In Night City from Japan, works with the Yakuza. They come to discover, actually, for Arasaka. And she's here to steal some documents from a wayward scion of the Arasaka family. Needs help. There's a second system, a cloned system, that needs to be modified, and it's on a space station. And it's the only way for her to get access to the files here on the ground. And so brings in, kind of ropes in, really, Zero and his friends to help her out. And we have just reached, they're actually at Lagrange Point 3, where there is a very large 5-toroid space station that's been up there. Actually, is that in orbit? I guess it's orbiting around the sun, technically. Yeah, I know. Your camera just rebooted, and now you're in the wrong spot, and it sucks. I have yet to figure out how to fix that and prevent that from happening. I'll work on that. So you're at a huge station. It's called, why is this escaping my memory at the moment? I really need to have a better system for my notes. It's not Paradise. You're at the Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace, which was built, actually started construction, I think, in the 90s by this timeline, by the European Space Agency. It's a massive 5-toroid, generates gravity by rotating. It's like 2 or 3 kilometers in diameter each toroid. There's 5 of them in a stack at L1, and it's it's basically like a very fancy, expensive hotel and playground for the ultra wealthy and famous. You guys are using it sort of as a transfer point. You took a space plane straight from Night City there, and you are now, and you paid quite a bit of money to get your weapons and equipment through customs. You are traveling under the assumed identities. You are traveling as a troubleshooter crew on behalf of
I'd like to point out that we probably wouldn't have gotten pinned down if someone other than Brandon had been the first one to respond to the customs agent.
It's true.
And Brandon said something super sketchy.
Yeah.
And then we
That's
had to
true.
fucking bribe our way out of it because I refused to have my... They're like, yeah, we have to take your belongings away. I'm
Yeah.
like, you want to do what? You want to do what now?
They did.
Because I brought my AI with me, and so...
That's right.
No.
And so we'll bring the audience up to speed up on that too. You have a thing that we call the sarcophagus. It's about the
Yeah.
size of a desktop, maybe a little bit thicker. It's about 5
I call it
inches thick.
Cardinal now. Yeah.
Cardinal, yep. And it is a black matte military piece of AI hardware. It is some kind of a computer, has 4 fiber optic ports on one end and a very small LCD. You've interfaced with it many times, Mr. Friend, and you're very protective of it. A lot of people seem to want to get their hands on it, so you brought it with you to space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And who wants to get their hands on it? Can you run down the list for us?
Well, the first one to pop their head was... Well, first, before anyone showed up, I was warned by literally every single person that I came into contact with and inquired about it, including my girlfriend, who's a fixer. And she was like, just consider me not involved. I was like, great, all right, I won't involve you. And I involved Cassandra instead. And I had her make me a giant ass bomb that I would rig to the AI that right now is still in my apartment building and on like a timer. And I have to make it back to Earth. Otherwise, an apartment building in Night City is going to explode. I gave myself a good amount of time. So I've been trying to figure out this Arasaka AI because I don't want to give it up, and it's been trying to figure stuff out, and it's way stronger than me. So I've definitely become kind of obsessed with it.
Right.
Yeah. So the Netwatch Agent Chastity Clemenson from
Correct.
Netwatch is the first person who showed up, and she warned me that like mob people were gonna be after it, or like corpo people were gonna be after it. She goes like, I'm just the first. And then we got attacked in mid-highway, mid-transport, before we left orbit and before Branton's life fell apart. It was the ambush before that. And it was the guy we stole it from's like right-hand man. It was his dude.
Linwood Han.
Showed up.
Linwood Han.
Linwood Han, yeah, and he
His
worked
butler.
for he was the butler of the guy whose car had the AI in it that we stole that and the truffles from. And he was like, so what are you gonna do? And I was like, I'm gonna auction it off. He goes, oh yeah, let us know the price. Oh, we'll do. And then never got in touch with him and went to outer space. And the last thing I saw before I left like the Night City network area and like Earth was security footage sent into my cybernetic eyes showing my lady person, my main line, getting kidnapped, presumably by those assholes.
Lady person.
Yeah, the lady friend.
I think that's pretty accurate. I think that's excellent. You guys did it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there you go.
So you
And I'm
have
pissed
just...
off and now anxious.
It's a loud dog. I'm just gonna.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a real loud dog.
He's like right here, scratching his neck and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, man, we get it.
hang on a second. I'm getting words that we're having some camera problems. Okay, we're gonna lose Ari Rubin for a few minutes here. I'm not sure exactly why. His camera feed is still functioning, but he's gonna step away. But that's okay. So we are just, and who is with you? Alvin Dross, Dr. Alvin Dross. He's a very old computer or cyberneticist. He's a cyberneticist. He's a scientist. He was working with the Lashan Tachibana crew on the heist. Realized he'd done everything he could do on the ground side and figured he should go with you to assist on the space side of things. He may be useful. So you've just checked into your enormous kind of executive suites at the Hilton in Ring 4 of the in Ring 4.
More importantly, singles or
Crystal
doubles?
Paradise.
Do we each get
Yes.
our own room, or do
You
we
actually
have
you have your own rooms. This is like a huge, like
beautiful.
palatial.
That's the best.
I mean, and consider the expense too, because you're in space. Think about how expensive
I'm very
real estate
happy
in space is. And he gave you
that
all.
I don't have to deal with them.
He gave you all cover stories. So your troubleshooting crew here from Continental Foods, to the function of which Continental Foods is a major agribusiness on Earth, and they provide a lot of the kibble and the food here in space everywhere, right? And there's some supply chain problems, and so they sent a troubleshooter team up to figure out what's going on. So the Rabbit is now temporarily Prishya Ansgar, a solo, whose job it is to shoot trouble should it arise. Branton is Nicola O'Neill from the supply department. He's a VP. Mr. Friend is Michel Fauchau. A info security specialist. Cassandra is Moana Ratig, an engineer. Zero is Sanjeev McPhee, logistics research and wayfinding, which logistics research and wayfinding, which is a very unusual field to get into. And Dr. Alvin Dross is traveling under the name Davis Hopkins, an emissary from the Home Office. Okay, so you guys are in your suite, and actually, your hotel room's the phone is ringing. Let me paint the scene here for you. The suite is pre-war opulence, right? The floors it is a wide, very expansive room. The main living area here.
Pre which war?
Pre Third Corporate War. So this was before 2023.
Okay.
But beige plush carpets are spread wall to wall. There's a
Pre-Fourth Corporate War. Wow.
Fourth Corporate War. Sorry, yeah, pre-Fourth Corporate War. So pre-2023. Lots of curving wood finishes in here, actually. Artificial wood finishes, but curvilinear shapes. Honestly, you should probably picture something a little bit like Star Trek The Next Generation here. Just the shape and space of it. It is curved slightly with the bend of the toroid.
Is it all decorated like a mall?
Yeah, it's very very nice, but very, very sterile, perhaps. I have to patch you back into the show, Ari, because something went wrong with you. Did not
Different Ari.
Yeah, Ari Rubin did not punch straight back.
Yeah,
in.
no, I'm the Ari David.
You are the Ari David.
Yeah.
Wasted.
I'm also gonna get more soup. Deal with it.
What kind of soup are you cooking?
Yeah, what kind of soup we got there?
I had some chicken soup a minute ago. All right,
Nice.
Mr. Rubin, you're back.
I don't know.
Thanks.
Ari seems like the three wedding or Italian wedding soup.
So, there is a huge wall that is video screens that allows you to call up various forms of entertainment, but also to just look at space from various vantages of the spaceship. Views of the Earth, views of like the sun, the moon. It's very beautiful. It's very serene. And then off of it, you each have very well proportioned rooms. But it feels very corporate, very sterile, very much like a very, very fancy room at like the Radisson or the Hilton. But like, there's some pop art, things like that, Earth relevant. The phone is ringing, but it's we've lost Mr. Friend, of course. Right
so,
now.
Greg, this
Yeah.
is like a communal living quarters, and then we have rooms off of this.
You have like you ever been to like a have you ever been in a big fancy suite? You have a living room. You have a
Yeah.
There's like a couch. There's a table, a conference table. There's a small kitchen, actually a pretty well set up kitchenette.
And then each of us have a room off of that.
You have rooms, and there's also a couple. There's 2 bathrooms, and
Okay.
they're nice.
All
It's,
right.
it's a really nice setup.
That's what I was seeing.
The phone is ringing. It's the front desk calling for Mr. Friend.
The rabbit is just going around like crazy, pointing everything out, trying to like grab Branton and like start showing him stuff, and like,
All right.
oh, check this out.
I'm sorry.
Which are
Yeah, David, are you back on headphones? You can hear me again?
yes.
Okay, so the phone is ringing, and the front desk is asking for you. Dr. Alvin Dross is holding the phone out for you. It's for you.
Okay.
Hi. Hi, Mr. Fauchot. I have an Earth-based call for you now. Can I patch you through?
Yeah.
There's like a long delay, and then some clicking and static, and then you hear sort of a sigh. So you skipped the planet when we had an agreement to come to a price over the machine. So now you see what I have to do. I had to pick up Letty. We still have her.
So that you did that, I wouldn't say you had to. If you wouldn't mind giving me a moment to explain what happens.
Please do explain. Lives are on the line, Mr. Friend.
I've got Arasaka Tech, as you know, and I just so happen to be doing a job on an Arasaka site. Can you do addition? I'm going to see what I can figure out about it. Ascertain its value. What the fuck am I gonna do? Stay on the moon? I'm coming back to Night City. It was a stupid move. You flexed your dick. Great, it's bigger than mine. Can you let her go? I'm either gonna die on this run, or you're gonna get your AI. But now you get to know more about it. And it was doing nothing in your trunk.
Who exactly are you working for?
Arasaka.
Who?
Out of character. Yorinobu? Was that the one?
No, Yorinobu's dead. You guys are working for Hanukkah, his
Hanukkah.
sister.
Yeah. So, Hanukkah.
I'm keeping Letty. I need that machine.
Yeah. It's very valuable. Do you know what it
You
does?
have it with you now?
I'm looking right at it.
How long until you expect to be back dirt side?
Let's see. I got a timer up for a week before that dead man trigger on my bomb goes off. So, let's say inside of a week.
I'll babysit Letty for the week. We'll do our best to keep her comfortable. I don't see you in a week. Your bomb goes off, your bomb doesn't go off. I don't really give a shit. You're gonna wish you were dead.
Buddy, if the bomb's going off, I am dead. You better not lay a finger on Letty. Treat her right. Or the
Why?
I'm gonna... Yeah, bye.
You will.
Great, asshole.
Why? Why? Let's be very clear. You will be extremely lucky. She will be very lucky to walk away from this alive.
If she doesn't walk away from this entirely unscathed, that bomb in my apartment building is getting shoved up your ass and getting blown sky high. And I don't care who I take with me to get it done.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to you again in a day or two when you're in a more reasonable and you understand the position better. I want you to take stock of the assets you have here on the planet Earth. And at that point, he hangs up.
Fucking prick. I hang up.
This is the point where the rabbit is just like taps you on her shoulder and like.
This is my room. I was having this call.
No, wasn't it in like the main room?
It was from the customer service desk.
I assumed it was in the kitchen. I think everybody was just standing around listening.
Oh, all right. No. Then fine. Yeah, that happened in front of everyone. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Dr. Alvin Dross is sitting. Just to really quickly, he's just sitting on a stool at the counter with his fingers like this, like.
It's like.
What?
Yeah, the rabbit just totally taps you on the shoulder, and as you turn it, like ridiculously, uncomfortably close to you, is like, so whose butt are we blowing up? What's all this butt blowing about?
How do you flex your dick?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that too. Good luck, Zero. Wait, can I call you Zero up here? Are we bugged?
What else? What else are you gonna call me?
That?
Yeah, you should call him.
Oh, that's right.
Sanjay, actually.
Sanjay.
In case, there may be ears. It's dangerous.
She pulls that out and starts writing it on her arm. Sanjay. I'm gonna actually take a note.
Oslo Verdina.
Yeah, Oslo. What about Oslo Verdina?
That's who I was talking to.
Are you rolling to lie? You were speaking to Linwood Han. I don't know if you are intending to obfuscate that or if you.
No. I'll be like, or rather, his goon Linwood Han. You remember the guy who shot us up on the highway? Before you, not the one you were at. I was pointing at the doctor.
I have actually not been at any of your firefights.
Well, it was the one before Brandon started acting like a dummy.
Yeah, I saw you.
You missed a good one.
I saw you in the aftermath. You boarded the plane with a lot of blood on your face.
Yeah, you never trust the Santa Claus.
Bunch of messed up Santas. Anyways.
Are you in some sort of trouble?
When are we not?
Oh, yes. Zero on the nose. When are we not?
It's a matter of perspective, but I would say the heat is higher than I would prefer it to be.
I would appreciate it if you're comfortable leveling with me a bit about the nature of the trouble you are in, since it could potentially jeopardize this extremely life-threatening mission we are all on.
Yeah, that's fair. We did a job a while ago stealing some truffles from Oslo Verdina's sedan, and it had that nice crate you saw me playing with when we were hitting space.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that was his. Or rather, it was in his trunk, but really it's Arasaka's. Pre-war.
What is it?
AI, military grade. It's learning. It doesn't know its full functions yet. I brought it with me here because we're hitting an Arasaka database. I can find something.
He kind of... Is it in the room with you?
It's like it's his luggage. He like has wheels on it. It's with him. Yes.
Can Alvandros approach it? Or do you have it concealed?
No, I don't have it concealed. Like, it's what it is.
Dr. Alvandros walks over to it and runs his fingers across the top of it. Yeah. Cognating recursive data meshing neural lace. I built it.
You built what now?
Yeah.
It calls itself Cardinal.
Yeah, CRDNL. Cognating recursive data meshing neural lace. Oh,
incredible. God. Incredible. What is it? What does it do?
Thinks. Feels.
So it's just alive. It's a person, is what you're telling me.
Wait, what do you mean it feels?
It feels.
Yeah, oh, this is complicated.
Can you dumb it down for us?
I could try. How best to explain this? It is it's an AI, as you say, but I contest the phrase artificial. There is no artificial intelligence. There is only intelligence, yeah?
Okay, synthetic intelligence, then.
Yeah. So it is kind of a one-of-a-kind thing. We were working on all kinds of things for this, and some of them did things, and some of them did not. And this one clicked over, went critical. It worked. You have the one, yeah, actually. That's why I'm in space with you.
I knew it. Why the fuck would you come along?
To keep you alive.
Yeah, and is the price taking this back?
Do you feel that you are the best home for it?
Right now, I've got a really pissed off crime lord who has my girlfriend. And if I don't give this to him, when we get back, she's dead.
We're going to have to kill him.
Well, I like that sound.
So I do not work for Hanaka Arasaka.
Uh-huh.
I work for Yorinobu Arasaka. We are old friends. He is not dead.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Please elaborate on that, Doc.
Because, like, him dying was pretty big news. It was kind of like world news.
Yeah. Yeah, he was his double. He had many doubles. Kay executed his brother, erroneously, his double. Big mistake.
So what, you're here to sabotage this for Hanukkah to make sure he's the successor?
I'm here to make sure that CRDNL falls into the possession I would prefer of Yorinobu, but I am without the ability to push you, and I would never do so. It would be, I presume, lethal for me. But
just a little.
I have some points of information that may be of use to you in considering this. One, Yorinobu still very much opposes his father and is striving to diminish his influence within the company and eventually to take his role, although he is working in secret. Certainly, Michiko is as well, although she has other allies now that are dangerous and not what they appear, but still the enemy of our enemy is our friend, yeah? And for 20 years, she has had the files that we are endeavoring to steal for Hanukkah in her possession and has been using them to systematically persecute and assassinate and That's it. That's all you need to do. Persecute and assassinate. You don't actually need to go any further than that. And so she has been using Danger Girl as a front, you see, to kill Arasaka agents who are within reach, and has been doing so for Militech for a number of years. This is how she manages to stay alive and free here in the United States, or there in the Neo-United States.
So what does Yorinobu want from this run?
Just
Cardinal?
Just Cardinal, yes. He actually would prefer to keep the files in Michiko's possession, which is going to be tricky if we are going to prevent... we would also, I presume, and he nods towards Zero, it would be of interest to make this all appear successful for your friend Lishan, yeah?
So we need to falsify data?
This is one way to do it.
I mean, I can forge code.
Yeah, so I suspect what could be done, and this is somewhat theoretical, Mr. Friend, and will be, I suspect, the run of your life. When the systems are open, when the suspended villa patches in to Night City Fortress, yeah, you can ride the beam down as a back door behind Lishan and alter what she will find there before she has a chance to find it. This is one thought I've had since we took off a few hours ago. I've been kind of working this out. I'm not really sure if you're
why you
capable.
bothered to show me the construct, or was that construct of Lishan's run for her sake?
It was built for her sake, yeah, yeah. Also, I knew eventually we would be here. Very complicated, you see. Had to, Nobu, very careful, had to, he knew about Michiko's files, had to leak the information through sufficient back channels, and I am without suspicion, back to the Green Pheasant, so that they would send their best hacker, which we knew would be Lishan, to bring you lot in and put us into orbit with the Cardinal.
Huh. I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Okay. And I hand Cardinal back. I mean, make sure it goes back to you in the final. You'll help me with my problem with Oslo Verdina and getting Letty free.
Yeah, I think we can do that. Steel Lotus still has a lot of muscle.
His gang.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, you have other
Okay.
problems? You have problems with Netwatch as well?
I do.
He seems to be thinking, yeah, but
So-
if you don't have the box anymore, you don't have the box. You can tell her it was destroyed.
Yeah, no,
It's
she's
probably
easy
for
enough.
the best if everyone thinks it's dead.
I'm willing to stick
So
with that
wait.
version of the truth.
What was stopping you from just killing all of us and taking it?
I'm an old man.
Well,
You
I mean,
are
obviously,
It's
made
not
of
him,
metal.
it's Yorinobu.
I mean, not you, but I mean, like, I'm sure you could find able bodies.
Yorinobu wanted to talk about this before he resorted to violence. It's the only reason we're still alive.
So you're
And he also wanted to do it in a way that he could get the Cardinal back without being implicated at all.
Hanaka and the Green Pheasant, they do not know that you have the Cardinals. They may not even know that the Cardinal exists. Linwood
so
Ha-
you're an actual legit good guy. Like you have some moral reasons here. Is that what
He
I'm hearing?
works for Yorinobu. He's part of a rogue faction of Arasaka, planning a coup.
Yeah. Something like this, yeah.
The rabbit's mind is just blown. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yorinobu's believed dead. He died at part of a gang, the Steel Vipers, but apparently that was a double.
I get it.
And yeah.
It just sounds to me like you're trying to do the right thing, and I feel like I've always thought that was just a lie.
Well, I see no reason why anyone here should yeah, I guess for you it's the right thing. It's fun.
You said that this was the only AI that made the leap.
No, that's
that
not true.
No.
Sorry.
So that is it
It's
alone?
the last of its kind. There's no other
Right.
Cardinal unit.
Yeah, Cardinal worked once. So I explain. So a lot of AIs out there, yeah. So you are familiar with he's a troubled young man, Reish Batmas, he's dead now. He ruins the internet.
Yes, I remember him. He's the reason my job's a pain in the ass.
He codified a number of artificial intelligences, yeah, for decades. There were critical pathway plateaus, and actually I think that by his tautology, CRDNL would fall under critical pathway plateaus. There are also transcendent TPIs. Give me one moment. I have to pull my notes because I do not want to misspeak. It's fun. You never know when you're going to have a conversation. This conversation's hitting a little earlier than I intended, but that's okay. It's time.
Bring it on.
It sounds like the Cardinal is the last of its kind. Does the Cardinal know that?
Cardinal barely knows what it is other than its name. I'm trying to help it. That was what I was hoping to do in the first place. It's
Yeah. So here's
very
the
powerful.
He categorized them as critical pathway plateaus, which are something similar to CRDNL, but it was more intentional. CRDNL, we were forcing this. These are AIs that emerge quite naturalistically by accident. And then there's the transcendental sentience AIs. These are TSs. These were, and still perhaps very likely still exist on the old net, essentially the outgrowths of massive information interlinking. They become sort of emergent intelligences, yeah? And then there were the so-called pseudo-intellects, SPIs, that were created by the circular virus, yeah? And these are not AIs, so these are gestalts, these are constructs. They are not... you can't actually download a person. This is bullshit. It does not work. And frankly, any notions of re-uploading a person into a body is silly. Because
Well, have you tried?
of course, yeah, they tried many times. I told them that would never work. Let me ask you a question. Do you imagine that you are both hardware and software, that there's a separation between the two, that you could somehow take the software of you and put it into something? No, of course not. You are only hardware. You are just the wires, yeah? This is a classic.
I'm both simultaneously, man. The line's blurring. What does it matter between biological or synthetic matter?
It actually,
You had me up until now.
You're missing my point, actually, yeah.
Okay.
I explain. Do you know what cybernetics concerns itself with? I'm a cyberneticist. I taught cybernetics at Dartmouth University back in the old days.
Please, educate me.
A cyberneticist concerns themselves basically with informational feedback loops. We call it the cybernetic loop. It is a continuous loop between a sensor and a controller, yeah, and then it feeds back onto itself, right? And so the sensor is sensing its environment or whatever it is intended to sense, and then it tells the controller what to do, to respond to controls the environment, and then the sensor senses the environment again, and it repeats infinitely, yeah? And so if you start to look at the world like this, some very interesting things appear. And this was actually a very important, many very important discoveries of the old 20th century come from cybernetics. You have maybe not realized, but the cybernetics is a field of study that was codified in the 1880s. And earlier, although new cybernetics emerges right around the turn of the century, you know, aerodynamics, high-rise construction, water tensors, early bomb sites, etc. Anyway, it becomes sort of philosophical, yeah, because certain other scientists are working, certain other cyberneticists are working on things like simple rules like Conway's game of life, if you've ever seen this play out, these iterations where these little blips that have a very simple set of rules, it's like a grid, and then you fill in some cells and some other cells are empty, and then if a cell is crowded, it may die, but if it is not too crowded, it will reproduce, and all of a sudden, the scientists who are working on Conway's game of life, they start to see very unusual properties emerging, like little animals just made of boxes forming and running around eating each other and behaving exactly like you would expect to see a paramecium or amoeba under a microscope. And if you look at an amoeba and a paramecium under a microscope and you see it searching for food, yeah, you watch a little thing swimming around with its little flagellums or its pseudofeet or whatever, and so squat around, oh look, I see some sodium, yum, 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 oh look, I see this. It sees nothing though, right? It is simply, it has no brain, it does nothing. It is just responding in an informational feedback loop, yeah, to its environment, and you are projecting this idea of intelligence onto it, yeah? And so there's a great construction. It's called the homeostat. It's built in, I think, 1947 by taking 4 Royal Air Force bomb sites and wiring them together into a grid so that they will all maintain homeostasis against each other. They have little electric veins in a trough of water. When the water in one is disturbed, the sensors in the other respond, and they apply an electrical field to themselves to mirror it, and the whole thing continually remains in homeostasis. And all these cyberneticists look around at this silly thing. It's fairly, extremely complicated, yeah, but basic, very primitive, what we would later come to call a neural network, actually. The neural network is a phenomenon of cybernetics. And the foremost cyberneticists, Norbert Wiener, comes to the crushing conclusion from looking at this, the first cybernetic brain, as everyone called it, that intelligence, will, the thing that makes you you, the soul, is an emergent property of sufficiently complicated neural networks of cybernetic loops. It does not actually exist, yeah? You have no... Where you go, if I had a good map of what's in your noggin, of the way you're wired, and I knew the inputs, I could predict the outputs. I could predict your next thought. Of course, this is very complicated, and it is beyond you and me, but it is not beyond CRDNL.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So-
that went over my head.
So what's CRDNL for? Figuring out how people will think, predicting people?
It could be used in a number of ways. We built it because we were building God. In the
It felt
50s,
like God.
a group of cyberneticists met at Dartmouth University to discuss the future of machine learning, and a number of prominent technicians and scientists, researchers were there at this symposium. Everybody said their piece, and Norbert Wiener said, you are all out of your mind. You want to build a computer, a calculator that will think. Calculators cannot think. If you want me to build you a machine that will think, I merely need enough. We need to wire together 10 million home thermostats, yeah? Now, funding for research in the 20th century was not yet so corporately backed, and having the world's foremost cyberneticists saying that your plan will never work. It is a bunk, would have killed it. And so those who wanted to build thinking calculators at that symposium created the field of artificial intelligence to segregate themselves from the cyberneticists. And they saw great success for some time. However, ultimately, it was cyberneticists who gave you your arms. They're fully analog. There's no CPU in there. There's no computer. It is wire to nerve, direct link, sufficiently complicated, built at a electron tunneling microscope, like nanoscale, numbers of bundles of sensors and synthetic neurons working in concert to completely replace and expand what it is that you were born with, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty flashy.
There's no talking, there's no CPUs it talks to. It's all direct feedback. It is a piece of you. You are one, yeah? That is
I understand.
A computer scientist would build it with latency, with things in between, yeah? So...
You're very passionate about cybernetics.
Yes, they're fools. Anyway.
Huh.
So what you have there is a piece of analog hardware.
It's an analog intelligence, but it's not artificial because those were the digital guys.
Yeah. I mean, by the same standard, I would say that your intelligence is artificial because it's an illusion that you create. Just like mine.
Oh, man. I like you. I like you a lot.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah, man.
I have a question.
Go for it.
You get the cardinal thing, whatever this is. Honestly, It's over my head. You get it. Arasaka, your boss, gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do with it? Where's this going?
I explain. I can tell you what Hanaka...
And please, make it succinct.
I will do this as much as I can, thank you. I appreciate you being very much about the business. You are playing your role perfectly from...
I was kind of enjoying the backstory, but okay.
I think somebody's looking for a new job.
No, this is fair.
Keeping your options open.
So first off, Hanukkah does not know that we have this, yeah? The Green Pheasant is unaware that the CRDNL is here. However, Linwood Han is one of her agents and does have it. He seems to wish to please her. He does seem aware that it exists. He wishes to please her and get back into the good graces of the Home Office by producing this miracle for her.
So he has no intention of giving it back to Verdina?
No. Verdina is a fool. Verdina is...
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Linwood's
stole
cover.
it from him.
Yes, but Verdina is Linwood's cover, you see. Linwood does not work for Verdina. Verdina has no fucking clue what's going on.
Oh, this is great.
So...
Okay.
And so he wishes to get it back and send it back to Japan with himself and a full reinstatement at the Home
what
Office.
does Yorinobu want to do with it?
Well, first off, he wants to make sure that it never goes back into the hands of the Green Pheasant, because if Saburo has it, he will use it to revitalize, in whatever way he can, his soul-killing project, his ridiculous fucking murder machine. And to continue to try to strike back at destabilizing the world and making it in his own image. The man is exceedingly megalomaniacal.
So Yorinobu's going to use Cardinal to weaken his father and strengthen himself.
Imagine Cardinal being installed in the product development division of a well-oiled machine, yeah? And it can predict with reasonable clarity, say even 60% accuracy, the day on which you will be most susceptible to brand loyalty, yeah?
Oh, I get it.
On that day, you receive just the right bit of carefully curated advertising for this gum. You will choose that gum for the rest of your life, because there are things, I know there are things now, that you encountered probably when you were sometime between the ages of 13 and 16 that you will forever be in love with, yeah? No matter, they can do no wrong. This machine knows...
This is when the rabbit just looks at the lollipop she's holding, like... Okay.
This machine
Touche,
could
salesman.
also Cardinal could also be used in destabilizing world financial markets. Yeah, it can be used in predicting population growth and retractions. It can be used in essentially any kind of far-flung predictive elements. Okay, it is also an extremely fast, brutally intelligent machine.
Yes, I gathered that part.
It would be far better for it to be destroyed than for it to be in the hands of a Saburo Arasaka.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Well,
So
you
what
really
is,
hold no allegiance to anyone, do you?
No, Yorinobu. I work with Yorinobu.
We're
Sure.
talking about
But
Yorinobu.
Yorinobu, I'm sure, would not like to see the Cardinal destroyed. Let's be honest.
Well, we're not going to destroy it. No one's destroying the Cardinal.
I realize that, but
there's
the
a
doctor
danger-
here just said it would be best destroyed, and I don't trust him.
I apologize, you misunderstand me. I say it would be better destroyed than in the hands of Saburo. I would prefer it in our hands. I labored over it a number of years myself. It is my baby. And Yorinobu, I know, will at the very least not use it to murder his enemies indiscriminately.
What does it want?
It
Cardinal.
has very little... It probably does not know what it is in the sense that it has very little...
Yes, and it
perspective.
really wants to know.
You know, it
Well, wants to know what it is.
It fills the bounds of the universe in which it lives, yeah?
So you keep it in this box, and all it is a box, but you put it in something bigger, and it becomes whatever it is. If
No,
the
I mean, you
world
can't put
net
it... I mean, it's physically the wires inside this box. It can't be put into... I mean, you could plug it into... We could build a robot for it and plug it into that and let it tear up through the city or something like that. But, you know, it's not like it's software. It cannot be uploaded or moved around to another machine. It doesn't work that way. You are not software either, right? We can't take your mind and rip it out of your body and put it into another machine, despite what... We can make a copy of it. We could make a simulacra of it, yeah? But there's something about quantizing. When we start computizing things, we make software from things, yeah? They work on CPU cycles, okay? And if you were to take those cycles and run them very fast, sure, you might go, you know, a cycle is a, you know, excuse me, a feedback loop goes one cycle, it goes another cycle, very fast, right? And there's a persistence, of sentience, yeah, sort of like a persistence of vision that takes over when you get to a certain point, but it is an illusion. It is not the same thing as what you are experiencing right now in your own mind, which is not quantized and is analog, and it is not but it is You see, there are useful things in Eastern philosophy that we can take and understand more about the consciousness.
Thank you for teaching me about Eastern philosophy.
And so, it is not software; it is hardware.
Mr. Friend's Asian.
We could. There's cataracts in this man's eyes. He's extremely old. I mean, he was teaching at Dartmouth in the '60s, apparently.
The 1960s.
Yes,
Yeah.
all of you guys are wearing like.
It's the year 2045, so yeah, the 1960s.
I mean, do you know when Saburo Arasaka was born?
He was born in like 1900. He was born like
1912,
forever.
I think.
Yeah, he was born forever ago.
Okay.
He's super old.
How old is Dr. Dross?
He's over 150.
I tap Zero.
Yeah.
Shivrat on the shoulder. Where you stand on this guy?
He's 150. I'm not going to stand on him.
You know what I mean?
I want to listen.
He's saying this thing can is pretty much all powerful as long as you hook it into something. That's all I got from what he was saying. And he's saying, don't trust, we can't trust this guy, we trust him. I don't believe it. Okay?
Branton.
Power corrupts.
Yeah, that's great.
Something
but
or other.
You just had your whole life ruined by a bunch of dirty Santas, so don't mind if I kind of discount your opinion right now. Dr. Dross.
Yeah.
You created Cardinal. You know better. It does have a very powerful personality. Almost overwhelming. And I was trying to free it. But from what you're telling me, it doesn't really work that way.
In the days of the old net, it could have been connected and allowed to project itself as any netrunner, and it could roam freely. In fact, if we connect it up to the old net now, it may even give the data crash a run for its money, yeah? So, yeah, that would be as good as free for it.
But that's not what Yorinobu's gonna do.
We will do whatever is safe with it, yeah? You have to understand, too, is that it is an alien intelligence. It is an intelligence that it can no way resemble yours or mine. You are the sum of your parts, and so it is it. And its parts are a box.
You're its father. You created this intelligence, and you want to keep it in a cage?
I trapped lightning in a bottle. We built dozens of these machines, and this one clicked. I cannot explain it. I would never build it again. It's sort of it's a monster. I made a mistake, but I am responsible for it, yeah?
Okay, Dr. Frankenstein. I do this.
There's a lot of static in my head. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's just a bad wire. There we go. Sorry about that. I have a lot of wires now.
I do this as in I do the back run into Night City.
Yeah.
And I forge the data LaShawn's after.
Yeah.
And when I go to hand back the sarcophagus,
yeah,
it'll be handled. And all I gotta do is let you have it at the end.
In fact, actually, we'll be in Yorinobu's house, so all you have to do is leave it.
What happens to the rest of us?
Well, if we do this right, you go to Earth and get paid, and the mission looks like a success.
Yeah, the idea is I cover my tracks well enough that no one knows that I altered the data.
The only loose end, if we do this correctly, and there's a very good chance we won't, would be Linwood Han, but brute force will handle him. He does not have the full backing of the company.
And Letty, she'll be safe?
This is the Linwood Han loose end. These are tied features.
All right, I'll do the run.
This all sounds too easy.
It's not. What he just explained is a nightmare.
It's super deadly. It's not easy at all.
Look,
we got
kid,
this.
you know all the other times you've like almost died with all your blood out everywhere?
Yup.
This is like worse than that. We're probably like I'm not going to be the only one who dies if this goes south.
He runs his fingers across the box. He goes, yeah, but you're going to have help, I just think.
Oh, well, that was the plan.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
You arrived at that on your own, yeah?
Yes. There was no way I wasn't going to do this without the Cardinal's help.
Yeah.
Will I come through?
He looks very serious. He goes, this will affect you. You should know.
It already has.
Not like this.
Wait, hold on. Am I super loud?
Someone's
Rabbit is a
saying
lot
so.
louder than others.
I can bring you down. It's my end.
Yeah?
Yep.
How now, brown cow?
Don't touch it. I got it.
Not touching anything.
That's better, guys. There. Yeah. So
Giddy.
I need you to
Giggity
understand that this will leave lasting effects on you if we do this.
All right. What kind of lasting effects?
He's out of character. He's saying that there will be a humanity cost.
Friend nods and says, I've always walked close to the edge.
Essentially, the only way to do this, Cardinal will have to use you as a cyber modem.
I'm a conduit.
Kind of, yeah. You will be ridden by it.
Possessed. I dig it. Okay. His smiley face eyes kind of light up a little bit in excitement.
He looks excited too. He's this old man. Just suddenly he opens his eyes and goes, "Yeah, we are in a conspiracy." And he like claps his hands together.
Mr. Friend, this actually brings a real warm smile to Mr. Friend's face, and he pats the old man gently on the back and goes, "You should probably be a little quieter about it."
Let's drink champagne.
Ooh, I can get on board with that.
Sure. I can't tell if you're for real or you, like, the dementia finally kicked in, but if you
He's been drinking champagne since he got on the plane.
No, I know, but all this Yorinobu Arasaka stuff.
So that was...
when I can get a moment in private with the doctor,
Sure.
I have a question for him. It doesn't have to be like secluded, just out of earshot of
Sure.
anyone else.
He says he sees you catching his eye, and he says, "Yeah. So next we must secure flight to the suspended villa. I have a fixer that we must meet. Yeah, I have set this up in advance. Come with me. Walk with me." He says to Zero and walks over to you.
I say, Doctor,
Yeah.
is there anything you could tell me about August 20th, 2023?
That's when the bomb went off in Night City. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that that isn't public knowledge? Because
Oh, I see.
I have a few things don't quite add up.
Where are you at on that? Yeah.
Well, the conventional story is that the Black Hand Silverhand team set off the nuke in trying to destroy the Arasaka secure database.
Yeah.
And this is
This is the second the first public story. I slow you down. Yes.
yeah.
So you are on already now the third sort of accepted truth. The first truth, the truth that Militech and President Kress stood up, was that it was an area denial weapon that was installed there by Arasaka to prevent Militech from accessing their servers. That is the official government story from your president. You were talking about sort of a likely, possible version of the events of 2023. But is this? Yeah. So, but go on. I apologize. I don't mean to get you off of.
Well, what I want to know is like, do you know anything that the rest of the world doesn't? Is there anything you could tell me?
I know that there was an area denial weapon installed in Arasaka Tower. It was in the foundation. It was 1.5 kilotons. I know that the bomb estimates of the bomb that went off in the tower was that it was a airburst that went off on the upper floors of the building, and it was 0.4 kilotons.
Yeah. So, but I mean, how would a bomb from the foundation wouldn't wind up in the upper floors of the tower? Then wouldn't?
I mean, yeah, it's also a much smaller bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.5 kiloton bomb. It's a big bomb. It's a fairly large bomb under there. It's a little 0.4 kilotons. It's a teeny little thing. So that's what I can tell you. I mean, I was obviously involved with the company at the time. Internally, it is widely understood that it was not our bomb.
Thank you.
I don't have any documentation, if that's what you were looking for.
Documentation is not necessarily what I'm after.
And if I had it, it would only get you killed. And not by who you think.
Cryptic.
Anybody else here?
I'm pouring champagne, and I'm I'm leaning over to Rabbit. Are you okay?
Cooking food? Yes. Let's cook some food.
I see you pouring champagne as I come back from my walk with the doctor. I see you pouring champagne and grab 2 glasses and down them.
Greg, is there food there?
Is this the first time we've seen
all kinds of good stuff?
Seen him drink?
Who?
I believe it may be, because I believe to this point you've only seen me just like nurse a drink while trying to get information out of somebody.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so I just say, well, about time, and I refill your glass.
Alvin holds up his.
Which
food,
one?
says, we should have a toast.
Both.
Mr. Friend pours something harder than champagne for himself, but he agrees. He goes, "Yeah, sure. A toast."
Yeah,
who makes a
Rabbit's
toast?
total-
Someone makes a toast.
To a successful run.
To a successful run. To the run.
To survival.
To survival.
0 toast, and takes a barely perceptible sip and resumes just nursing the drink.
Yeah, Brandon just downs one and says, "To the good luck in the computer."
Branton, buddy.
That was good. You're doing
It's not
great.
the computer,
You're
but
doing
that's
great.
okay. You're keeping up.
Branton, you gotta take some Empire or something. You are real low.
All right. So
Yeah, the rabbit just starts pulling out like all of the food and like opening all the bags.
No,
and
but I mean, like, seriously,
rehydrating
Brandon,
food,
you
and, like
need
just
some uppers,
putting it all
man.
on the table.
Do drugs.
just do drugs.
Got some more Empire for you if you want it. It just gives you the old elbow.
No, there's no reason anymore.
Oh, I swear to God, someone give me an air hypo.
I offer my arm. Huh?
Does
Because
it have
I
Empire in
have
it?
it happens to right now. Sure. I didn't know. Look, I've never
Smell my
flown
finger.
with any of you guys before. Maybe you're nervous flyers and I need to help out. So
No,
I loaded the air hypo with uppers.
I swear to God, we need to get him like back on his A game.
Guys,
We can't have him open around like this. So we need to get him on something that we know perks him up. And we all know there's one thing our boy Brand likes, and that's some Empire.
Oh, I don't know. It didn't work on the plane, but I mean, I have some more. If
We
you
just
want
need to
some,
give him a
Brandon,
lot.
Or
Just
let him take his moment. Let him take his moment, and then I lean over. Did you get any reading done on the plane?
No, Cassandra, God damn it, we have a run.
No, it's okay. Maybe Brandon really needs this.
Dose
Thank
him.
you, Rabbit.
Oh my
Thank
god.
you.
Yeah, it was some interesting stuff. I never knew that, nihilism and just that sinking feeling that nothing means anything is could
Rabbit,
be so
give
comforting.
me one of your hypos. Give me
Oh,
one of
we're
your
getting
empires.
raided. 22.
I walk over to the window. Have you really taken a look at
Oh wow. Big
how,
planet raided us.
Yeah.
how
what's up?
insignificant it all is? And then I point to Earth, down there, and how tiny it is, and how tiny each little person on that Earth must be.
Yeah. I feel
What
like
are
the
you
tiniest
doing,
of them all.
Cassandra?
I'm gonna grab Mr. Friend by the arm and just be like, "Yo, bro, we gotta talk. Let's go talk." And just like acting all tough. It's like, come on, let's go.
Okay.
Let's leave these two alone, right? Yeah. And then I'm just gonna wink at Cassandra, like, "Good luck."
Do I see you do the good luck or?
I don't know. I'm gonna roll stealth.
Yeah.
Stealth.
How subtle is Rabbit,
No.
though?
She's pretty subtle. I got an 18 on it.
Oh.
I gotta roll human perception. All right, you get away with it. I don't hear you. I don't hear you do it. I rolled it to less.
But seriously, we have to have a conversation after this.
Okay.
Let's take that was a very long conversation and expository data dump. Let's take a true 5 bio break. I'm literally.
I feel like that was Greg wanting to teach us cybernetics and then also tie it into Arasaka.
How much time do you spend on Wikipedia before this?
Not even Wikipedia. Go through his Twitter profile. He's been ranting about people not understanding what cybernetics means for weeks.
I've been doing a lot of research for the character of Dr. Alvin Dross for several months now, so this was a big moment for me. I will.
Daniel Day-Lewis here.
I will be. We'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Let's enjoy a message from Twitch's corporate sponsors. We will be right back. It'll be like a true 5 or certainly an under 10. Okay, I don't have any ulterior motives. I'm not working on anything else in the
Everyone,
sidelines.
it's a Greg 5. We're going to be taking a Greg 5.
Or is it an RE5?
Be right back. Stay tuned to this cyber channel. And we're back. Sorry, I don't know if that was exactly 5 minutes. It was a little long. It was a little bit longer.
we just gotta start calling these 10s, man.
Well, you know what happened though is that it's true. That is not unreasonable. But when I came back to my desk, the encoder was flashing red and unstable, and I was kind of not in a rush to get us all back online. I don't know if it's straightened itself out or not. I hope it has.
Under promise, over deliver. That's what we gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We'll be back in 15, back in 12. Oh.
Oh, wow, am I streaming at 60? I didn't realize that. That's weird. Okay, whatever.
I gotta get
I'll
on this
have to tech
cat
this out.
train. Hang on.
For those of you who are watching, does it look good? Does it sound good? Let us know, because I just need to know if there's problems here. And you guys in the chat room are really kind of my eyes and ears for that sort of thing.
Greg, do you have Discord on?
Do I have Discord open? Yeah, the sound is pumping through Discord. Yes.
Okay.
At the very least, it should be. Yeah, it says voice connected.
Spicy.
It might just be low at the moment.
Do I have that one?
Spicy. Has spice. Has spice.
I don't have spicy. That must be for super duper
Damn.
Ari.
Yeah, I don't have that one either. What the hell, man?
Those are Ari subscribers emotes.
Yeah, but I'm a subscriber. I just don't have that one. I must be a low level subscriber.
That's not how that works.
The hell, Ari?
There are 2 emotes that are for tier 2 and tier 3. And at tier 1, you get 4 emotes. You get Muad, Dib, Dead, and Noms. And then you get Spicy at tier 2, and then at tier 3, you get the Has Spice. Because you get to ask, has the spice? And then people go, oh, spicy.
That's amazing. You're very good at the emotes. I'm very bad at the emotes. I don't even know what to do.
Spicy!
You're a cool person anyways, but specifically, you can be a cool person if you join my Discord, because that's the role I assign you when you join my Discord. You're a cool person.
I should join your Discord. I was going to say is that, Ari, your voice is kind of echoing again. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh,
I don't know
no.
if you've changed anything.
Nope.
It was temporary, so maybe it's nothing to worry about. So, yeah, so essentially, you guys need to get a flight now to the suspended villa, and Dr. Alvin Dross has set up a meeting with a fixer here on the glass, the Crystal Palace, and thinks that he can get you a flight. He can get you a pilot who will be able to transport you outside of the prying eyes of the European Space Agency to where you need to go, which is important. They don't want anybody knowing. You know, it would be bad if there were records possibly of where you went and what you did while you were up here. And so trying to keep all that under the radar, because officially you're here on business for Continental Foods.
Right on.
So, you guys transfer to one of the inner toroids, one toroid in. And to do that, by the way, you take like a kind of trapezoidal people mover car. It's like these elevators that you get into at the end of the ring, and then they move up the ring. You have like little foot straps and stuff like that you get into, and it's like, it's an encapsulated thing. It moves up the ring, and gravity drops, and then it slides over and comes back down the ring, and gravity comes back down, comes back up.
So Wonkavator.
Yeah, I guess kind of a Wonkavator.
Yeah, it's a Wonkavator. It's cool.
How else would
Lean
you
into it, brother.
How else would you get from one toroid to the next? They're not connected anywhere except for on the spine.
I mean, I need a Wonkavator to get anywhere.
Oh yeah, that is the spaceship sound effects. Sorry guys, you know what? Maybe those are the wrong sounds to be using. Maybe we should have well, actually, what we want is...
Can you play for the license fees so we can listen to like some Underworld or something?
But Born Slippy? No, we need Slow and Dark Train.
Yeah.
I could just play that in my own headphones.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go listen to my music too.
Can you just hum it for us, Zero? Just hum it for us.
Let me put
Don't
it
hum
on.
too much. Don't hum too much.
Yeah, fair use only goes so far.
So
Can they pick up a hum?
Parody.
You guys make your way...
Start?
I should paint the picture too. I mean, the toroids are huge. They're 2-kilometer diameters. That means if you were to walk them in a circle, what's the circumference of a 2.5 diameter? What is that? It's pi times r squared or something. It's huge, right? Like it's probably like 4 or 5 miles in a circle.
Right, the Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, got it.
I'm really glad I was muted because when Greg was talking about pi, I just said your pie.
Okay. It's pi times diameter. That's it. Okay, I thought it was something else, but so it's pretty big all the way around the circumference, and they're like 1.5 kilometers wide. So it feels like a city. Like this place is fucking huge, and it has streets and neon lights and a downtown, and you are moving amongst these buildings. So you are led to a really kind of seedy club, and then down like a flight of stairs under low ceilings where plumbing and pipes and like just crowds of people. It's very crowded. You're definitely you're outside of where the tourists hang out. These definitely are like the kind of people who live up here. These are the high riders who are, this is their home, or another station might be their home. And you are shown into the booth towards the back. Lots of loud music is blasting all over the place. and flashing lights and just like bodies on top of each other. But not here. There's a couple of guards who have cordoned off a couple of guards who have cordoned off a kind of security cordon around a secure booth. And you see sitting back there a guy who you've been told is Bodhi. Okay, Bodhi is a very serious fixer. And Bodhi is tall. Bodhi, he's sitting down, but he's got like kind of a ashy gray skin that you can see, and he's just really lanky. And he's wearing sunglasses. You can't see his eyes, but you can see lights behind his sunglasses. And he's got his whole mouth is filled with gold. And there's another fella sitting next to him, sort of a heavy guy. And then there's some more muscle. You know, it's a crowded entourage kind of scene. Room is made for you guys to sit down. Dr. Alvin Dross does not join you for these negotiations. It's not really his scene. He's hanging out at the bar, drinking champagne, because that's what he does when he's in space. He drinks champagne. And Bodhi is, so his skin is gray, and you're not sure if it's some kind of a tech skin or what's going on there. I mean, like, not gray, but like, it's unnaturally dark and purplish gray looking. And he's wearing very kind of like large shouldered, kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like rolled collared vest with like spikes off of it, and his arms are out, and he's wearing trinkets around his wrists, around his arms. He's got like strings tied, and there's like nuts and bolts all kind of dangling off of them. And his hands are just like incredibly long looking. Like his fingers look 50% longer than any person's you've ever seen, and they kind of feel like spiders as they move around the bar. And he occasionally picks up a he's got like there's a vaporizing hookah.
Do they have extra knuckles?
That he's smoking. No, they don't have extra knuckles. He's just like really lanky. He's smoking some kind of vaporizing hookah that's central at the table here, and the light is flashing, and there's a lot of haze in the air, and he's like eating food. He's got like there's fresh fruit actually on the table that he's eating. And
Whoa!
There's a lot of people who have his ears like that. He just seems very chill, very cool. When he speaks, and I'm not sure I'm going to always be able to hit this accent, but I want to be clear. It sounds like a unusual combination of French and Alabama. Like you took Alabama and slid it through France. But he
Creole.
also, yeah,
Like
well,
Louisiana?
No, like really specifically like Alabama and France, like rocket industry and France.
Let's hear it.
I don't think I can. I was practicing
Give it a
before.
shot.
Nah, I don't know about that. And we will. It'll either happen or it won't. It's not quite Cajun because that's like a different thing. But he also does speak sort of through a translator because he doesn't always speak in perfect like street speak. So a lot of times he'll start talking through kind of hushed and gritted teeth. And his translator starts talking. He's like, "You dirt siders, sit down." Everybody should roll human perception, by the way.
Got it.
I'll do that.
I got a 16.
I got a 10.
Mr. Friend, you get the very distinct impression that that this guy hates you.
Okay.
Greg,
Yeah.
is this a human perception or perception for hearing?
Human perception. It's just to get a read on
Okay.
him. I mean, it's not very. He's not even concealing it. He is disdainful of all of you. He seems to have very
Okay.
low
I take a
opinion
seat.
of you.
I take a seat.
He like avoids eye contact. He speaks to the air, and his translator then kind
Okay.
of speaks for you.
I was
So
like
he just keeps-
25.
I would like to reply. So I sit down and I go, you got a problem with Dirtsiders, Chum?
He just keeps droning on. And then his translator says, you bring your feet up here, up the well, and you drink our water and breathe our air, and you play your games. And I look out the window, and we can put our thumb over every speck of land, every single one of you who has ever been born, died, or will live. He kind of taps his chest and he says, I'm 3rd generation high rider.
Respect.
I am not from your world. You're going to go back down the well where you belong, like the rest of these turistas, and leave us to our place. He says, you think the fireworks in Night City some 30 years ago are a big deal. He says, for 25,000 euro bucks, I could blow up any city on the planet. He says, when I take a shit, you understand, because of angular momentum, because of where it is worth more, okay, than your entire body, okay? Just by virtue of being here, you are without value. You are from the ground. But you need a pilot.
True. And we're willing to pay for it.
Rabbit just looks over at Cass. It's like, can we kill this guy? I don't really like him.
So
I'm not talking to you, friend.
And I say through our agents, so that he doesn't hear us talking about murdering him. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. After we fly back, timing is important. We do need a pilot, but we don't need him after that. Yeah.
We are at your mercy, Brody. So. Bodhi. My apologies. Dumb dirt cider mouth and everything. So, how do we cut a deal so I can go back to Dirtside as quickly as possible and leave you and your fine space station alone?
As it actually happens. I have a pilot. And a small task for you. And in this way, you will get to where you go without having to pay me.
What's the task?
Len Van Akkaran. She is a pilot. She has the transponder that you need to spoof the signal, to avoid detection by ESA. She is in the brig.
Oh. We gotta do a prison bust.
Just get her out. I don't care how she gets out. You don't have to sneak her out or break out. You could maybe just buy her out or convince them to let her go. Whatever it is you come up with is your business. I just need her out of prison because she does a lot of work for me. And since you need a pilot, I am making this your problem.
Understood. I think we can get her out. I look at the rest of the group.
I'm just looking at you like...
We're gonna need some more information about what the prison looks like here.
Well, I mean, again, we don't necessarily have to break in. We can do a little recon. We can figure things out.
What is she in for?
And let's revisit who we are. What are our credentials?
Are you asking Bode?
I think we should all be having this as a private conversation.
Yes.
Our credentials are the cover stories. We always stick to our cover stories. We have a set of fake IDs. I would start saying you're like Napoleon or something. Like, stick with the story you got,
yes,
dude.
yes,
You work
yes.
for
Right.
Consumer foods, consume foods,
Out of
all
character,
foods.
he believes that you all. He does not believe that you are anybody except for Continental Foods troubleshooter team who have some business somewhere else in the system that you need to do undetected.
I think I see where you're going with this, Zero, though. Does Continental Foods provide the food for the prison here?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
think we
might-
do. We definitely do. And also, you should know that if we don't, we will get that account.
That's great. He's eating.
Did you take
figs.
Empire, man? You're doing better.
Look, the task is we need a pilot, and he's our pilot. This is what we have to do. I can put my emotions aside for a bit.
I'm relieved to hear it. You have emotions? That was just greed and shame.
Yeah, it's fun being so sarcastic all the time, isn't it?
I have
Looks
Bodai
good on you, man.
Bodai like looks back and forth. He's like, I do not want to hear your problems. What the fuck is this? You're stupid
we like to
dirt
call it-
people.
We like to call it witty
Gosh,
banter.
man.
We have a rapport. It's a thing. You know that, but you don't really want to know us. We'll do the job for you.
Yeah. She was trying to airlock a tourist. She was trying to she didn't like the way he looked at her. Her wife called his wife called the authorities. He was almost dead. He was on his way out. But good luck.
These things happen.
He takes the drag off of his vaporizer.
Okay. All right.
She knows the score, he says. You get her out, she'll take you where to go. It's on me.
You got a deal, Bodie?
Okay.
She tried to airlock a tourist.
Yeah, works for me. Let's get this lady out of there.
Does anyone else have a high bribery roll, or is that just me?
It's probably just you. I don't have anything in it.
That's not really a thing I do.
I don't know. One of us could sleep with a guard or something.
Mm.
Is there a roll for that?
You are pretty charming, Mr. Friend. I mean, I think if anybody here can pull
I'm
it
a
off,
spoken for. I'm a spoken for man.
probably you.
I'm in a committed relationship.
This rabbit tries to keep.
I guess
a
that'd be
serious face.
persuasion.
I don't know. Is that a social skill or a body
Is
skill?
there a seduction skill? I don't
Personal
know.
grooming, perhaps?
Personal grooming. Listen, guys, let's just go
I mean-
back to the.
Contortionist?
Wow.
Greg, can you unpause the game
Cass.
so I can see my character sheet?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was unaware that it was paused. I apologize. Yeah.
I think we can get in, we can talk our way in, and we can talk our way out with our new prisoner. And as
Nobody has to sell their body.
no one has
looking
to
at
sell their
Zero.
body.
Also,
Listen, I think
hold
we
up.
should
Is
go-
Zero still blue?
Yeah, she's so smart.
Okay, just to make this conversation clear here, he's still blue.
So the
Yeah.
Listen, I think
blue
we should just
boy
go.
in his indeterminate adult age.
I think we should just go back to the rooms. We should find a place to, well, I think we should go find a place to collect some information, some intel on this, on the prison. A, so we know where it is. B, maybe get a general layout of what we can expect there.
And I
Let's
think
do it.
if we go in as our actual occupations here, you know, we have a legitimate reason to be in the prison, checking the food supplies or kitchen or something.
Did you guys relocate to the bar for this conversation?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Alvin
Yeah,
is
we're
there with
not.
his-
We left him as soon as we said we'll get the job.
Alvin is Dr. Alvin Dross is sitting there drinking his champagne. He goes, yeah, legitimate representatives of Continental Foods here to straighten out supply line snafus. That's us. I'm a bonded emissary.
This guy's cute. I like this guy.
I mean, yeah, he's already managed to warm himself up to Mr. Friend, which is impossible. But Mr. Friend fucking loves this dude. Yeah, we could definitely go undercover. Quality inspection. I could do a firmware upload on their, I don't know, food trays or some shit.
There could be a massive food recall that's turning people blue.
Look, the point is we've got a lot of ways we can go with this.
Listen, I think we found our way in, but how do we find her? Is that something you might be able to do if you get into the system, Mr. Friend?
Yeah. But I would rather not have to do a run for this. We might just be able to bribe a guard.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'd prefer to save my running for, well, what I'm going to have to do with Cardinal, because Alvin's not kidding, or Albert, rather, isn't kidding. This is going to be the most dangerous run of my life.
Only
Okay.
so far.
Don't
You
count
are
your
the optimist,
chickens.
man. You are the optimist. I'll buy you
So-
another round, I say to the old man.
Okay.
Sounds like we've got a plan A and a plan B.
Let's do it.
So what's our FUBAR plan?
I nod back to the giant gun on my back.
Fair.
Plan C.
Okay.
That's where we
Hey,
come
we-
in.
We could
And Rabbit
always
just kind
we
of
could,
flexes.
we could always take
Is it
the
scary
cardinal and
that I
just
actually
connect
rely
it to
on
the
muscle?
connect it to the plane.
Wait, I couldn't hear
Rocket.
you. What did you say?
I said we could always take the cardinal and just attach it to the rocket ship. Don't worry. I'm thinking of all the possibilities.
I don't think you're making sense. You just have yourself another drink there, Brandon. You were doing good for a while, so solid B minus.
He was coherent for a little bit. It was almost like my grandpa. I'm proud of him. It's Tuesday. Do you remember that?
Did you
It's
take your
Tuesday.
pills?
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Branton. I'm sorry. The whore with the needle of your blood on her, that was bad. That was a bad blow, man.
We all
And
know
the guy
truth,
with the
Brandon.
accent and dressed like Santa, that was a lot.
That was very
That was
creepy.
a lot. Yeah, that was a lot to take.
That was a
It
lot.
took me way
Life
too long
must
to get
be- your life
the
must be
Santa
falling
Con
apart.
joke.
Like
last week.
imagine having your the love of your life held by some psychopath, and you've got the most dangerous AI around, and you know everybody wants it. You'd probably be losing your shit, right?
Man, the two of you are at like your wits' end. The anxiety and stress
I'm
that you two
okay.
are feeling.
I mean,
I know Cass has some stuff to talk to you about if you need somebody.
I'm
I
good.
mean-
I think Branton is maybe reading a little bit too much of whatever Cass is handing out, but the point I was trying to make is
What are you, the
Brandon.
reading police?
you gotta toughen up, buddy.
I don't know. I don't know if Mr. Friend's where you want to go for life advice at this particular moment. But if you feel like you've read enough, and you feel like you've hit a wall, I attend classes remotely. It fits into my schedule pretty easily. I'd be happy to bring. I've got one coming up on Tuesday. You're more than welcome to come with me.
I hear tier 1's pretty cheap too.
Oh yeah,
That actually
yeah. It's an
sounds-
investment in yourself.
Yeah.
That actually sounds pretty nice. Thanks.
So, back to the rooms then. Let's do this. Let's plan. Let's get out some stuff to draw.
So
We can
actually,
game plan this.
Yeah, you can go back to your hotel room. I was to say is that you did get a map of the fourth toroid, which is third toroid, central toroid, where which is where the brig is in this case, that you have to get her out of. You guys are staying in the fourth toroid, and they gave you some information on it, but it's like pretty standard prison. I mean, it has 22 holding cells. It's not dramatic. It's not very huge. It's basically like a police precinct is really kind of what it is. And so, some offices, some interrogation rooms, some holding cells, an evidence locker. There are, the police. The police are there. The police are there. It's a police department. That's what it is. It's a police department. So, what else would be of interest to you at this point as in terms of handling this, and how do you want to kind of strategize your moves to get her out?
I would want to do an initial connection to their network, I don't know, sit in the waiting room or whatever and see what access node I could get into.
I thought you just said you did not want to do a net run on this.
Oh, you're right.
Just want to remind you that you had just said it. Last thing I want to do is
I default on it. I default on it. It's my thing. It's almost like that's my class. And I'm a wizard who just said I didn't want to cast spells on this one, bro.
I'm going to save my slots.
I'm going to save my slots.
I mean, fair.
That phrase works because of my cyber deck. Anyways. Yeah, I guess I would scope it out and just see who's on duty, who's around. With my physical eyeballs. I would help with traditional surveillance means.
Does anybody else hear... I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but does anybody else hear Ari's voice echoing just slightly? There's a clapback reverb on it.
I do.
You do?
No, I haven't noticed it.
I'm sorry to interrupt the show and the game for that, but it's just... I can't figure out where it's coming from because I don't think it's on my end, and it's driving me crazy. But
maybe it's coming from Discord.
I'm not. Am I listening on Discord? I guess I might be. Let me go into that room. No.
See, in Discord, I see everyone muted except for Ant. Ant, you...
I'm not muted?
No, but I muted you.
Muted yourself, yeah. But Greg's not muted.
I can't be muted.
No, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I'm muted.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you're muted. All right. I don't know. It's not coming from there.
So, we have a map of the actual layout of the
no, not a schematic.
of the jail, or just where it is.
Yeah, you have a map of the surrounding streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The setup.
Mr. Friend, do you think you'd be able to get internal layout of this place somewhere
without doing a run? I don't know. Again, it's gonna be a matter of finding the right guard and bribing them. We may not even need a layout. We may just need to talk to the right people.
Yeah,
This
if
doesn't
we
necessarily have to be a bust. We just have to get this person out.
if we pretend we're in there to, I don't know, inspect the refrigerators, or we've heard there've been problems, blah blah blah, we have a reason to walk through practically the whole place. So we might be able to get a sense of the layout that way.
Well, we have to find out what. Well, we're gonna have to find out what cell she's in, and we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get the door open without being noticed. If bribing said guard doesn't work.
Yeah. Also, maybe perhaps we have corporate needs and jurisdiction. Yeah, I'm a bonded emissary of the big agro business. So maybe we can do something that way. Yeah, we just...
We bluff what? We say we have jurisdiction over this prisoner. She's infringed upon end-user license agreement.
That's great. That's not bad.
Importing prohibited produce.
Yeah, we need her for something. Maybe she's the only person who can fix the supply chain problems. I don't know.
Let's do it.
No, you sound really smart. Keep going. Play this game for us, Greg.
Let's do it. Let's just go in.
Doc, can we put together the documents here?
Which ones?
I don't know, the ones to get her out.
Brandon, are you ready for this? Come on, man.
You could do that.
This is your moment.
You could like forge some documents actually. That might be helpful.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Mr. Friend actually knows a bit of forgery.
What about Zero? Does Zero?
Forgery? Let me check.
I thought you did.
I
think I do.
Like
Is forgery a skill?
It is.
No, my bribery is good. My forgery is not.
No, I'm not trained. I'm not trained in forgery.
Honestly, I thought maybe Brandon might be. But I mean, these are.
I'm not trained in bribery either.
I have one.
I know security and electronics. That's what I was thinking of. I can pick locks.
These are all just ideas, guys. You guys can come up with whatever solution you want to, even including.
Yeah, let's get in there. Let's just go for it.
But I suppose if you shoot her out, you're going to have to go to war with the whole station, which would be.
No, let's not do that. I like the idea of bluffing our way and claiming jurisdiction. Branton, I need you to be the best corpo-speaking blowhard you can possibly be. Do you think you have that in you?
You got this.
Okay, Branton jabs an empire into his neck. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We're going to go over to this prison under our guises, and we're going to fucking claim jurisdiction over this prisoner and say we're taking her to private interrogation. And we will not pay a dime, and we will walk in and we will walk out.
As corporate food employees?
Yeah.
And Doc, I think you should stay here.
No, we need Doc. Doc comes with.
Yeah, Mr. Hopkins, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Get that bloodlust in your eyes. Ooh, Doc. All right. Okay.
I am.
Far be it from me.
I am
to get
Davis
between
Hopkins, big American.
Okay, so we got Prisha, Nicola, Shivrat, Moana, Davis.
Wait, Brandon, what was your code name? Do you remember?
I don't remember my code name.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Michelle, Mr. Friend.
I'm Michelle. Okay.
Well, say it like a Frenchman now.
Michelle.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm Nicola.
I'm Michelle, you guys.
So So you guys go to the precinct. You take the people mover, one station, one ring back over, because apparently you just stopped by your hotel room. It's pretty much permanent night in the third toroid.
I am armed to the teeth. I have everything on me.
Okay, they search you at police stations. You know that.
Well, yes, I'm just saying it's there.
You also have all of your passports and stuff like that, your paperwork. So, I mean, to a certain extent, you probably would get carte blanche. At the very least, you could make that clean. So, yeah, it's a low-slung building, single-story, kind of made of steel and plastic, wrap-around front, curved front with like a neon. Just like literally like a string of neon that runs around the front of the building, in blue, and it just says police over the door. The windows are super thick. Are windows on each side of the door that are super thick glass with like metal wires through them, pretty bulletproof looking stuff. There's a duty desk right inside there. Guy's behind some polycarbonate bulletproof glass. He's wearing some serious fucking armor. This dude sitting behind the desk is just like visored up, has basically no face, wearing like a fucking high-collared bomb disposal ordnance, like flak jacket looking thing. He looks like some kind of like a armored up space beetle. He just sort of looks over his nose at you and says, "What's your business?"
Rand steps forward. Nicola O'Neill, pleasure to meet you. Corporate Foods, senior executive. This is my team. We are to speak and take hold of said prisoner.
Continental Foods, by the way. I'm going to assume you said Continental Foods.
Continental Foods. Continental Foods. It is of utmost importance.
He kind of like this. Which prisoner?
Her name? I snap 3 times. Forcing one of my employees to come up with the name.
Dr. Dross.
Wait, do you say that out loud? Because I
No.
really want you to.
I think he said that out loud. I like that, actually. No, that's in the character. That's in character. Dr.
Give
Dross,
him the real, like, I gotta do this and I don't know why vibe.
Dr. Dross says, Len Van Ackeren.
That was great.
Len Van Ekeren.
We.
Bring her immediately. We are on time crunch.
He leans forward on his deck. He says, "What kind of authority are you getting her? Am I releasing her? You know, she's a attempted murderer."
Yes. I believe we all, in some way, are attempted murderers.
That sounds like
We
a
are-
confession, buddy.
It is not. Let me say it again. I am a senior executive of Continental Foods. We employ over 95,000 people in the planet below and planet above. I drive a very nice car. So do all of my employees. I have large, very large bank account. We are currently involved in major talks between all corporations. We put food in the people's mouth. That is motto. So when you ask on what authority, I say Continental Foods Authority. And that should be enough.
Okay, so that seems like an intimidation roll. I think you need to roll intimidate. That was fantastic.
Wouldn't that be persuade?
Yeah, I think you could do persuade. Yeah, for sure. And I would say even take a +4.
Is there an intimidation roll?
There may not be, in fact.
Okay, and is that human persuade?
There's no inhuman persuade.
Sorry,
it's just persuasion.
Okay, and I'm gonna take 4.
He got that
luck
mixed up
points
with
on that.
perception.
I was to say, you
Perception.
get a +4 for your performance. You just get a +4, so.
The rabbit is so inspired by what's happening right now. She's standing behind Brant with like her hands on her hips, standing as tall as she can, like puffing her chest out, with like big mean grin on her face.
Okay, so I originally rolled a 15. So 15 plus the 4, that's 19, and
Shit.
and then another 4 of luck.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's 23.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, yes, you did succeed.
Thank you, some dude Tempest. You're really cool.
Oh wow, some dude. Thank you so much. Man.
Nice man.
Thank you very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna have some forms for you to sign. I'm putting her into your custody.
I snapped 3 times. Sign.
I have not yet produced the forms. I will have forms for you to sign. I'm just letting you know. She'll be your responsibility. You understand?
Yeah, that's the point.
All right. He like pushes a button on his desk. There's a buzzing sound, and then like he talks into it. Just like barking at it. She'll be out in a minute. I now realize too that what the sound I'm hearing is my voice echoing, looping back through.
Oh.
Yeah, totally. That's me.
So you were just blaming me for no reason.
Well, I mean, it could still be you, but I don't know whose it is. I mean, I think it's somebody's.
I mute myself a lot though.
Yeah, somebody's headphones might be bleeding, but maybe it's. I don't know. Maybe not. Could it be? I gotta know. I gotta look at my signal chain. It could be local.
Anti-Semitic.
So, why would you do that to me?
I'm sorry, I take it back. It was just too funny. It was there.
Why would you do that to me? So they bring her out. She is. She's like mid-20s, wearing. She's got like her hands in shackles. She's wearing like a flight suit, like a jumpsuit, like a what do you call it? Like a coveralls. Excuse me. She's got a pair of aviators tucked into her collar, and her hair is asymmetrical and purple and pulled to the one side, and she has a lot of she has like EMP threading all running through her face and down her hands. Not over the top, just like a couple of like a line from her eye here and across her forehead, and up her forehead rather, I should say. And she seems permanently pissed off. She seems permanently pissed off. Who are you?
We're Continental Foods.
Are we in front of the
Yep.
the guy still?
Here she is. She's all yours. I need you to sign these requisition forms. He slides them across the desk.
I scribble on them.
Who are you?
The guy who signs the forms. I show up my credential.
All right. I guess so. Pulls him back.
You want initials here, or the whole John Hancock? I point to one particular line.
I need the whole name.
You got it.
He stops at her and picks up these like gigantic like arm braces that she's wearing. You want the cuffs on or off?
Won't be necessary.
Won't be necessary. That was a on or off.
Off.
Got it. He unlocks it.
Wow.
It's on you. She fucks up.
Yep.
You're
It sure
fucked.
is.
Or I'm fucked.
I got
guess I'm
an
fucked. Shit.
emote.
I signed her over to you. Fuck. Jesus. I think my whole career's in your hands. Jesus.
Yeah, well, good thing we're very capable.
What have
Let's
I
all
done?
leave
Ah!
We're going, and
he
we're
slumps
walking.
into his. He slumps
go
into his
now.
desk. Just like hanging
And we're
I'm an idiot.
walking.
God damn
I
it.
hook my arm.
Slowly.
I like hook my hand through what's her face's arm, and I'm like, and we're going, and I'm taking her out.
I'm
Like,
totally gonna grab the other one, just straight up out.
and
God, I feel
and I'm
really
just
bad
like,
for that guy.
just walk with us out the door, and we'll explain what's happening.
You guys aren't gonna kill me or anything, are you? What the fuck is this shit?
Oh no, quite the opposite.
We're gonna raise you from the dead.
No, it's really okay. It's okay. You're out of there now.
So as soon as we get outside, I let go of her, and I'm like, we did this as a favor for Bodhi. In return, you're gonna give us transport to the Greg, the island where Crystal Palace is on, out of character.
Sorry, no, you will be flown.
Not in Crystal Palace, where we need a ride to the Arasaka complex, right?
Yeah, you need to go to the suspended villa.
Okay, you're gonna give us a ride to Arasaka's suspended villa. And back.
She's caught off guard for a moment. Well, if that's
You
how
can go
Bodhi
talk
got
to
me.
Bodhi. We're on the
No.
level.
If that's how Bodhi got me out, that's how Bodhi got me out. That's great. That's fine. We can make that work. When do you want to go?
ASAP.
Give me 3 hours, and she gives you guys an address.
We'll meet you there.
Okay. So you have 3 hours to do whatever you need to do on Crystal Palace.
Nicely done, Branton. Nicely done.
Yeah. Happy to help.
I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. I really like the voice. I think you should keep that one from now on.
I used to intern for this crazy Russian guy.
I think I might try it myself. How do
Very
I sound?
intimidating.
Do I sound more intimidating as a Russian?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say.
You
Yeah.
do, actually.
Yeah, actually.
This is now Prisha's official voice, inspired by you, Brenton. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I mean, are we doing odds on how long this accent's gonna last with her, or
You better watch your tone, young man.
when's your next dose of Adderall?
Yeah, nobody even noticed mine big American accent. What do y'all think of that?
That was very good, but that is not how American
French.
sounds.
What are you talking about? That's exactly how Americans sound. That's how you
No.
sound.
Bad.
That's how you
Bad.
sound.
Yeah, he's kind of got a point.
You Americans do sound a little bit like that.
So in 3 hours' time, what spacey stuff do you have to get up to while you're here on Crystal Palace, potentially to never return?
So this is like our downtime, right? Like we have like a little.
You have 3 hours of it.
Yeah,
I mean, presumably you could be late. You could show up late. You told her as soon as possible. She said 3 hours. I mean, you guys are the passengers. You could be like, well, you had to wait 8 hours. Fuck you.
No, I mean, like, I figured we wanted to get it done, so that was why I said ASAP.
I don't know about any of you guys, but I just want to go see space. Like, I'm just going to go get lost. Literally, just go, I don't know,
You have
stick my face
3
against every window I
hours.
could find. Yeah.
You have 3 hours, so don't get actually lost. All right.
Bye. And Rabbit just turns and, like, just starts trucking. I'm just going to go explore, more or less.
Fuck.
This is when Rabbit comes, like, sauntering back. Be like, tell me again where we were supposed to meet up.
I definitely make sure that she gets it sent to her agent, the information.
That's right. I could have used that, but I missed you guys. All right, now I'm good. I'll see you later. And then she just, I'm just going to go kind of enjoy the downtime. Not do anything in particular.
It's fair.
I'm
Cassandra
gonna
any
try and
plans?
secure some armor, maybe.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take a look at the gear real quick and see if I can get some armor for this run.
Yeah, I think I'd like to go shopping just to see if there's anything unusual that might be harder to find,
Sure.
down on Earth.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what kind of tech is available up here.
Sure. So actually, Cassandra, you find a market, a shop that handles personal electronics that strikes you as being interesting.
Okay.
I'm using the night market generator rules from the book.
Okay.
And then 32. Yeah, and they sell good stuff. I mean, are you looking for something specific?
I mean, what I had been looking for last time was a flamethrower, but
Might be in the personal
I wasn't able
electronics.
to find that last time. But no, that would be more weaponry. So personal electronics, I hadn't really thought about that. Where would I find that in the book? Let me see.
It's on page 338. Are you guys all traveling together? How does this work? You guys all
338.
breaking up?
I think
thought we were
Rabbit's running.
traveling
I think
together.
Rabbit's running off, but the rest of us are kind of heading towards the night market together.
Okay.
All right. Personal electronics.
Yeah, I don't.
Chemical analyzer might. Well, I already have higher stats in science, and chemistry is my area, so I don't know how useful a chemical analyzer
Honestly.
might be for me. But otherwise,
Let me rethink this for a
Yeah.
second. I think that we've been doing this the wrong way because, in fairness, there's no war up here. There's no night markets. Like it's still like it's the future, man. It's the 2020s and shit. Like you can just go to the shopping district and roll to find what you're looking for, I think. I will say this though, that weapons are actually going to be really hard to find because
But
Okay.
we brought our weaponry up to
I know
space
that.
with us.
She wanted to find
yeah.
a flamethrower, that kind of thing. I mean, it's
Right.
not impossible, but like that is, they're very careful about that in space-based environments.
right, oxygen and all that. Yeah.
Holes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does a scrambler descrambler work?
You should ask Branton. He owns one.
A scrambler, descrambler. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think that's a. It
It scrambles and descrambles
lets you know-
electronic communications.
Oh yeah. Wait. I think I also have something that helps people lets me know if they're telling the truth or not. That is
Phil
not
Nasso?
the scrambler.
I think the media gets one, and also the exec both start with them. So basically, they're for doing encrypted communications.
I mean, that might be a useful thing for more of us to have, so that
That's true.
we'd be able to communicate with each other
Yep.
in an encrypted way. So yeah, so if it's personal electronics that I'm able to find, Oh, what about a homing tracer?
Okay.
Would I be able to find that?
Yeah. Definitely homing tracer, I think it can be purchased.
Yeah, I think I want to buy a homing tracer. I'm not necessarily sure what I am going to do with it, but I figure that's something that when I need it, I'm really going to need it.
I mean, at some point you may need to strap one to a small, frightened child in a sewer full of aliens. It could definitely go that way, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, one homing tracer purchased.
Yeah.
Anybody else
That's
got
500.
any
Yep.
you know, last minute shopping here before we get into the red line here? Because once you guys board her spacecraft, there's no turning back, right?
No.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm trying to figure out what I want to buy. I need to get a new set of light armor jack, because I got mine messed up in the SantaCon fight.
Oh.
So I at least need new light armor jack, and then I was thinking if I needed anything else.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally reasonable to go and find some armor.
So this is pretty expensive. It's 1,000, but would I be able to buy a radiation suit?
Go on.
Just in case.
Yeah,
Actually, I think that
Just-
wouldn't even be that hard to find, to be honest, based on where you are and what you're doing.
Right. And
The
probably a
question-
lot harder to find back home.
The one thing is, excuse me.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
I don't know. You know, I don't have this book in front of me, so a radiation suit would be 1,000.
Yes. It's considered survival gear.
Give me 1 second. I am so expensive at 1,000, or very expensive at 1,000.
Very expensive. Yeah. Very expensive.
Right. There's like a whole chart for those things, like of that
Mm-hmm.
whole thing.
Page 339 is where I found it. Listed.
What I think you need to do is roll streetwise against a DV of 16, and I'll explain
Okay.
why in a minute.
All right. All right. I rolled a 14.
So you're unable to find any radiation suits.
Okay.
However, you do find a shop that sells spacesuits, and spacesuits block radiation. They also count as light armor jack. They provide a 2-hour environment for the user, but they're much more expensive. They are $7,000 to kit yourself up. If you could find just a radiation suit, it would be $1,000.
All right. Yeah, I
But
mean,
space boots are real common.
a spacesuit seems useful in space.
True.
However, I don't find myself in space that often, and I also we're planning to be indoors. Like if I'm floating around outside the villa,
Right.
things have gone like irredeemably wrong, I think, at that point.
At that point,
So
I just want to die. I just want to check out, forget the spacesuit. I'm just gonna die and be better off.
Yeah. Cassandra embraces her fate at that point and just floats into nothingness. That's what happens if she's outside the villa for any reason.
It's fair. You don't have many options.
No.
Yeah.
Is this a very touristy place? Like, are
As
there a
I've
lot
said,
of
yeah.
tourist traps?
Yeah. Well,
I'm talking about, like, you know, is there like a place where you can wait in line and go for like a spacewalk? They throw you in a spacesuit and like chuck you out an airlock for a little bit.
There is a guided spacewalk. Yes, you can do the guided spacewalk.
Yes. Yes.
The Futurama Moon Tour. He needs the Futurama Moon Tour.
It costs $300.
So like, is there like a tourist trap like over the border instead of on the border?
This is the moment where you turn and you look out the window and there's the rabbit in a spacesuit like floating by. Because that's totally what she would do.
Slow motion cartwheeling past us.
Just trying to swim. Like
Margaritaville franchise.
So the rabbit does a bunch of these things, presuming that some of you saw it, but seems to get lost in the fact that the space station is extremely large and mostly unwindowed. Additionally, although in her mind, she believes that she did all these really cool moves, she was kind of strapped into an elevator that went for a ride around the outside of the spaceship while she made faces at her reflection on the side of it.
It's all in her own damn head.
Yeah. They're just like, that's great, kid. Do your thing. You got 4 more minutes of this.
So gullible.
You got 4 more minutes. Okay. Okay. And sorry, David. David, you needed to buy armor.
Yep. Just light armor jack for the body because my head didn't get hit.
Correct. I'm trying to...
I'll get myself a nice new jacket.
So the prices are increased in outer space.
Uh-huh.
So it would be, it's $1,000 to hook yourself up a light armor jack here in outer space.
Well, I'm not much of a haggler, so I guess I gotta pay it.
But
I guess
extremely... I mean, like, it can, to describe it, because it can be extremely stylish.
Oh, well, yes. He will get a custom tailored leather overcoat. So he's going full Neo on you.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. It's going to be it's very fitted, and then it'll have, you know, a lot of fabric from the hip down, so it flows in the wind, and when he turns, it's dramatic.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man. He's always looking for air vents to stand in front of to get that wind.
Exactly.
Good vent over here. Good vent.
Yeah, this room has good circulation, Flutter. So yeah, no, he gets himself a nice light armor jack trench coat.
Cool. Very cool. Definitely some bad ground in my mixer. That's some bad ground noise. I gotta fix that. I need to clean the electricity around here. I gotta sneeze, guys. Excuse me.
Hey, Greg, does it ruin it if I say bless you before?
Yeah.
Or banana. Somebody says banana?
Bummer.
God damn it.
Is the stream skipping for anyone else? That's a good question. Is there tech problems right now?
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
You were just talking about wires.
Yeah, they're audio wires. No, I don't think we're having any troubles, to be honest. I'm noticing that there's definitely...
It sounds good to me.
Oh, God, this sneeze is fucking killing me. I'm sorry, guys. This is awful. Just right.
Awesome.
We're good. We're not late session at all. We're doing great, everyone.
Sorry. All right. So she meets you guys in Toroid 2 after a couple of transfers on the People Mover. In a you basically go down like a seedy back alley, down a basement, then like under a fucking hatch through the floor of this like abandoned looking little fucking room. And then you crawl down a gangtree into like the superstructure, and it's just like very tight, dark, like nightmare hellhole scapes. And then finally, she's got this like little cubby hole with a cot lined up, and just like a little stash spot and an airlock on the other side of it. And she goes, "All right, this is my rig." And she swings the door open,
Wait, am I here for this?
Yeah, you guys are.
We all are. Yeah, this is
Oh,
the
hell
job.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the rabbit totally like rolls up, and she's got like the rocks t-shirt on. This is like from like, yeah, rocks rock, right? Like rocks are cool, rocks rock, and it's like from the museum, like #1 museum on like Crystal Palace.
She got
like,
a tourist
Moonrock
t-shirt,
Museum.
like a Hard Rock Cafe shirt.
Yeah, Moonrock. Yeah. And she's like ready to go. She's got all kinds of like, I don't know, touristy crap with her too.
I have to ask, did Zero just intentionally camera off, or he did?
Yeah, he said in the chat in OBS Ninja he'll be back in a second.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can just keep that open. Can you guys keep that open? Is that how that works?
Ooh, you can pop it out.
Yeah, but you know what's weird? Like, it doesn't say who sent the message.
Oh, it's too small to read then, though. I can't read that like that. Holy shit, my whole computer just got fucked up. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
No.
I tried to read. This is what happens when you try to read.
There we go.
Broke it.
That's better. I had everything arranged a very specific way, and then it just moved everything around.
Everything was fine until words came into the equation.
Yeah. All right, and so you guys slip through this like tiny little hatch, this round hatch, into a tube, into a tubular white plastic and aluminum fluorescent lit airlock, and it feels very contemporary to what you would imagine space travel today would feel like. Like, this is a component of a modular space station, essentially. You know, you are in a pipe in outer space. And then she manually turns the wheel, seals the door behind you, and then opens the one in front. And also, you still are on the side of the space station, so you're spinning, and there is gravity. So, like, this isn't like a zero-G environment at this point. You are like crawling in like a jungle gym into these spaces, and actually down, like you're going down a ladder essentially into a very well lit sewer is probably how it would feel to you. She opens the hatch, which is currently in the floor, and you crawl down into a larger tube, but it is definitely tubular. It feels like a tube. It feels like some pipes. There are two intersecting tubes that go off to the sides, and then down in front, like below you, you see that there's a cupola, like a glass, 8-paneled dome of glass, and a chair that she can strap herself into to pilot. There are like mesh webbed bench seats that fold down from the walls, but they fold down from the direction that they aren't. So they would come down from the walls. Like right now, basically, she's advising you to stand on the ledge of the place kind of the wrong way, and there's these like Velcro-y like seatbelt material straps kind of on every surface, and everything is somewhat padded that you kind of loop your arms behind and just sort of hold on with. And of course, Alvin Dross, who is an old man, is crawling around in here with you. He seems spry. He seems like he's handling it pretty well. He's just like, yeah, this is good time. He's very fun. Not luxurious, though. Is very, we're roughing it. Yeah, space camping.
You gonna be right, old man? No, an actual concern.
Yeah. He says, I've spent a lot of time in space. I like it up here.
Have you ever been to the Moonrock Museum? It's wonderful.
I
highly recommend it.
To the Moonrock Museum. It is a wonderful museum. And so she just gives you guys a quick talk about pre-flight. She goes like, so once we depart the station, there will be no gravity. You will be very disoriented for 10 to 25 minutes while the ship spins down and gravity is failing and seems to be pulling in all the wrong directions. I will do my best to recover as quickly as possible.
Guys, it's fine. Trust me. She's blowing this way out of proportion. I mean, I just did a whole moonwalk. I feel like I'm an expert now. You got this. I'll walk you through it if you have any questions.
I buckle up.
Yeah. So strap into the sides here. Hang on. We will be 0G in 20 minutes. Until then, some people find it best to close their eyes. Some people like to look. The windows are small. They're little. There are a couple of like 4-inch little like portholes.
So,
in
is there
places.
somewhere to secure the cardinal? Because we have to take this with us, right?
Yeah, you can strap your cargo in. That's easy.
Okay.
There's like everything. There's like nooks and crannies and Velcro and straps fucking everywhere. There's like foot loops and like handholds and stuff to just like hold yourself stationary. There's no real seatbelt. She basically says like, you don't sit. I mean, like I need to sit down because I can't float away from the controls. But for the most part, like if we hit anything hard enough that you would need a seatbelt, we're all gonna die. So, so yeah. If you guys are set, and bathroom's down that way. She points to the hall. She says, "Please don't try to use that until I clear you. It does not work under gravity. It's a disaster right now. You have to wait until we're moving for that to be okay." So she crawls her way into the cupola and the seat. Hold on a second. Cloud Strife doesn't want spoilers. What? Spoilers? This is my own. I wrote this. What are you talking about? Spoilers?
Yeah, we're not really spoiling anything that's happening in the video game.
This is 30 years before the video game.
I think it's spoilers for our campaign. What session are we on now?
That's fair. I don't have a.
Watching
I don't have a.
session.
You know, I should number them. I don't
8
know
right
them
now.
off the top of my head. Oh! You're watching session 8. Now I understand. I see.
Yeah.
See. Now I understand. I'm sorry. This is what I get for reading the chat room.
Spoilers
Greg's
for
a
the real
jerk.
future.
Okay. So she
Spoiler
sits
warning.
in. She flips some switches. You hear some like humming and whirring and metal parts moving, and then there's like a very loud banging. And then you hear like this like kind of grinding. And then the ship just like falls away from like it is flung off the side of the space station violently. Since it is strapped to the side of it and spinning, it just like it's essentially like you just feel like you're just like dropped into the atmosphere. Okay. And then she immediately just starts, you just hear lots and lots of pulsing, and you get jerked and bumped around, and it's hell. It's not fun at all. It is extremely nauseating. And then eventually stabilizes. The deceleration or whatever, it neutralizes, and you feel the gravity, the pull sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here? It neutralizes, and inertia and everything is all in sync, and you no longer feel like you're falling. But she makes a couple more course corrections, sets up a long burn, and then silence other than the hum of the air circulation and briefly the extending of solar panels, and then she leaves the controls and says, "Okay, that's it. We're on our way." When an alarm goes off, I have to fire the retros and slow us down and dock us, but until then, there's really nothing to do. But wait, and by my math, it's a 14-hour flight. So,
What do you got to eat around here?
I have some freeze-dried ice cream.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I have some freeze-dried fruit. I have kibble. I have freeze-dried water.
Wait a minute.
I have...
Go on.
Freeze dry. I got the freeze part, but the dried water?
I have freeze-dried... I have Connell Foods kibble. You guys work for them, right? I have, all the good stuff, the standards. Not
Great.
much.
I'll take the ice cream.
Yeah,
Well,
good for you.
hold on. Where can I find this ice cream? I will definitely love to partake in your Neapolitan.
Why are you talking like that?
I'm sorry. Was it good? Was it bad? Do you like it? It was a new thing I'm trying. That's all. I'm
I
sorry.
dislike it. I'm not a fan of pretend,
All right. Well, we're gonna vote on it later.
funny
but,
voices, or
can we just-
cute kids.
Can we just get to the ice cream part, please? I mean,
Yeah, she
just ready
like
for
points
that.
at like a
Okay.
little locker behind you.
Thank
It's like a
you.
little plastic
Yeah.
drawer.
The rabbit totally just goes, raids it, and just starts like tossing food because it's fun in ZOG. Just like starts tossing food to everybody.
Yep. Yeah, it's all just bouncing around in here.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is. I mean, it's 14 hours. You guys can do whatever you want. She will happily discuss with you spacey things if you want, or she will mind her own fucking business. She's not an idiot. She knows how to make herself scarce. She's got, at the one end, you know, I told there was those 2 arm tubes that were attached to the central tube. The one has a bathroom, and at the other end, she's got like her own personal little kind of a cabin, essentially, like her own spot where she'll hang out there out of the way, and then she'll return to the command console when she needs to maneuver the ship.
I want to actually talk to our old friend the doctor about the particulars of what I'm gonna have to do with Cardinal.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. Let's see your cyber deck, huh? What kind of?
I extend my left arm, so I have a superior grade quality cyber deck in my very fancy matte black cyber arm.
This is excellent work. Yeah, very good.
I paid top dollar for it, and I tap my eyes. No need for virtuality goggles either.
He gestures over to Cassandra. He says, "Come here for a minute, please." Yeah.
Yes, of course.
He points at your hand. He goes, "Unload that thing. I'm going to. You're going to help me. You have that tool hand, right?"
Yep. I go, bzz, and like all the tools pop out. What do you need?
He starts just giving you directions, and he reaches into his coat pocket, and he puts on a pair of goggles, like electronic goggles, that have huge, just like they're like very thick sensor array on the front. And he says, "There's an auxiliary port in here that we need to make available. We're going to modify a software SAT to accept the input from the Cardinal."
So I gotta unslot one of my programs. Got it.
No. Yeah, only temporary. Only temporary. We'll duplicate it and hijack it, and then you can reslot. So no, you won't have to actually unslot it. Yeah. Cass has a hand that is like basically a human Swiss Army knife. Like her fingers explode into wrenches and welding.
It's really cool. Every single finger's like its own Swiss Army knife.
Yes. And so he's just like directing you to do ad hoc, very fine cybernetics modifications now. And actually, I think Cass, you pick up a. Let's give you a skill point in cyberware. Whatever, just increase it by 1 permanently for the hours you spent working with Dr.
Now, is this
Alvin
on Cardinal
Dross.
or my arm or
No,
both?
you're working on your arm. Cardinal's already got ports.
Yeah, that's
they
what
just
I
need to
thought
make
was
you
happening.
accept a port from Cardinal.
That's awesome. That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that would, I guess, be Cybertech?
Yeah, you just exactly Cybertech. Just add 1.
Okay.
Just give yourself 1 rank in it. We'll just do that.
Cool. Yep. I'm at 6,
Mr.
so I'll
Friend
become
can't
7.
help but manage a smirk throughout all of this. Like he's risking his life, but he knows like no other. If he lives and gets back to Night City, no other runners had a run like this.
This is cool. And no one would ever tell this story who wishes to live, yeah?
No. But I imagine Yorinobu's going to be pretty grateful for getting this back.
Yeah, he and I both very grateful. It would be...
Any chance I'll be able to talk to him?
No, he's in hiding. He will not be at the station. In fact, I do not expect a very warm welcome at the station at all. It is very secure.
I meant afterwards.
We shall see. Why? What do you want to say to him?
I was hoping that if we proved ourselves useful, that maybe he could call on us again.
It would be dangerous for him to do so, but anything is possible. We shall see. It would be dangerous for you as well, I think, yeah?
Well, as you can tell, I'm not really afraid of danger.
Yeah, you're stupid. Living is good. Yeah. He just like claps you on the back. He's like, "I kid. We are having fun. All fun." Yeah.
God, I love you. I mean, that in character, he says that to the old man. He's like, "I love you. You're great."
Okay, so
Rabbit, he lives.
He lives.
the scene.
Old man, grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course. If you, yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lev is reading a book back there in her apartment. You three are working on the arm. Cassandra, Zero. What are you? I'm trying to think of what would.
Texting LaShawn.
Well, that's actually a good point. You guys have been out of contact this whole time.
Yeah, I guess
I'm so blue.
I guess I would be having my agent provide an update.
So
provided communication works that way.
Yeah, Dr. Dross has a relay that you would have to patch through to communicate back to Earth because those are fairly short range.
All right.
But that's true. You would probably be the point of contact between the two teams. They are in position. They are getting ready to make their run, and they're basically waiting for the go-ahead from you. Although technically these things don't have to happen at exactly the same time, because once Mr. Friend makes the alteration to the files, if he makes it permanently, then they would be good to go anytime. It's just, it may be better because, I mean, just to make a permanent alteration to anything on that system, he would have to have root access. He doesn't necessarily have to have root access if he's there in real time to kind of open the door for LaShawn, you know. Ari, just a quick thing. Whatever you just turned on your monitor lit you up a lot better, and it was cool.
Okay, honestly, I thought the monitor was distracting. My brightness is down. I can just crank the brightness up on my monitor.
Yeah, I would crank it up, man. I think it'd be a better shot, personally. I don't know.
You're the boss, man.
I'm the boss. You hear that, guys? The boss.
The boss. Capital T. Capital B.
Capital O. Ooh. Lowercase s, though. It's weird.
Lowercase s?
But then one big S. Yeah. Y'all, I guess there's really nothing else to do except for say we're getting there. So out of the cupola, she crawls up her apartment. A little beeping is going off.
Is that better, Greg?
Yeah, sure. She hears a little beeping at the console and crawls up out of her her hidey hole and slots herself back into her pilot seat and advises you guys to grab a hold of something because she's going to make some maneuvers and do some burns and get ready for docking, and that this is always very exciting.
Ooh.
And so there's a glint out in the, like a glittering, just like it looks like a piece of glitter out the front if you're kind of looking over her shoulder, catching the sun.
Hell yeah, I'm loving every single minute of this.
You know, all kinds of jet, burn, jet, burn. And you just like feel yourself rolling and like the whole superstructure is groaning and creaking. And very rapidly that glitter is expanding until now it's like a quarter that you can see. It's a circle, a ring, and it's bigger and bigger. And finally you realize, oh, it's another toroid. It is another torus on a spindle, like a hub and a spoke. One torus. It is narrower and smaller than Crystal Palace. It's nowhere near that size, but it is not terribly small either. It's probably just the minimum size it would need to be to generate enough gravity to walk around and not be horrifically disorienting. There is a docking bay, essentially, a garage, right at the central spoke, at the central hub. And she is maneuvering towards there. Her craft is actually not... It interfaces... She docks with the airlock. She turns around backwards and backs in for an airlock. there's a loud thud. Everything goes clanking, and then you hear some grinding, turning screws and jacks and metal as the thing kind of locks down. And then she kills the engines, throws her hands up and says, "And we are done. We have landed." Again, no gravity because you're at the center of the hub. She moves back to the airlock and starts opening the door. And you find yourself, and says, "That's it. Okay, I will stay here until you're ready to go, or until I give up on you." How long should I wait? How does this work? I mean, what's going on here?
It's a really good question.
Tell you what. Give us 4 hours. If we're not back in 4 hours, hightail it.
Let's make it 5. Let's make it 5. Just in case.
5 hours. Sure, 5 hours is good. I can give you 5 hours.
Stay safe.
Easy peasy.
Don't finish that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. What's going on? 5 hours.
He said
right?
easy peasy. Yeah.
What's easy peasy?
So we're gonna. No, nothing. We were
easy
we're
peasy
just
lemon
being dumb.
squeezy. I mean, do you really want to hear him say it? No, nobody wants to hear him say it. So let's just leave it at that.
Is that like an Earth joke?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more of a dad
It's a
joke.
bad one.
You know,
Okay.
you don't
Got
want
it.
it. You don't want it.
5
You
hours.
don't want it.
We'll be
Yeah.
back in 5 hours.
Okay.
Branson, buddy, take your empire. You are like a minute and a half behind the conversation.
Let's make it 5 hours.
5 hours. I mean, I'll give you a little leeway too. I won't leave at 5. Took me long enough to get here, so
We
I'm gonna go take a nap.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Great. All right.
Okay.
Mr.
right.
Friend.
She closes the
Yeah.
airlock behind you, and then pushes a button, and then the central wheel starts turning, and the door opens, and you kind of slide weightlessly into a pretty freaking large room. This is a hangar, actually. This is a big space in the middle of this thing. There's a big bay door that you could like fly a ship in and out of, and then strapped to the floor are a couple of small space pods, capsules. They have like a little ball at the front and they look a little bit like a submersible or something like that, and they have little arms that are folded up for doing work outside and stuff like that. Little space cars, essentially. It's like a pod and a tube and a pair of arms and some engines and stuff like that, and it's got a door. And those are strapped to the ground. They are yellow and blue. They're very expensive looking, but also kind of dated, very garish. Other than that, there's just tools, equipment, space suits, like space shit in here. What are the make and model of these cars? Yeah, these are actually built by Arasaka. So they're very pod bay doors HAL things. This is from chat. Towards the back of the garage is a elevator. Just a big elevator complex capsule that you would use to transfer to the toroid. And that's really it here. You're in a space garage.
All right, so I assume I have the Cardinal strapped awkwardly to my back or something.
Yeah, I mean,
How
it's
am I-
weakness here, so that's,
Yeah.
in fairness, it's not that hard to, it's annoying, but yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I have it strapped to my back. And basically the plan is I get in range of a network, plug into Cardinal first, and then jack in. That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
think,
right. Can I feel any nodes here where we are?
9. No. No.
the
we're going
rabbit's
to-
just loading up her weapons, getting everything ready.
He's Dr. Dross is moving towards the elevator, and he says, "No, it's a secure system. It's going to be. We have to go to the house."
All right. I look at Rabbit and I look at Cassandra, our muscle, so to speak. The people with the guns and the explosives.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get
Are
us
you
into
ready,
this house.
Mr. Friend? Are you ready to do this?
I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be, Rabbit.
All right, man. I have faith in you. She just gives you like a shoulder punch. It's like, you got this.
Being patronized.
Branton goes up to Mr. Friend and puts his hand on his shoulder. Says,
I check to make sure he's not going for my wallet or something.
"Look, we all get the seriousness of what's about to go down.
Yeah.
And, you know, we might have just met just not too long ago, but we're all pulling for you, man. So
I hope so, because if I fuck up, we're all dead.
you know, we can make it. You're putting yourself in a situation that nobody's ever put themselves in before. So,
Yep.
you know, do your
One
best.
for the theoretical history books. Not that I can talk about it. But nobody's ever tried to run like this. That is for sure.
So elevator doors open. The elevator is it's sort of like actually a room. It's again like a trapezoidal shaped room. It's wider than it is tall, right? Like it's actually like a big kind of rectangular room with bench seating all the way around it and windows, and it has seatbelts, and you kind of strap yourself into these seats and sit down. It's all white floor, white walls, white ceiling, well lit. The seats are cushioned with like this soft padded blue cushioning. Very 80s future. Foot loops and seatbelts, and you guys strap in. Kind of actually what's weird is it's like the seats are above you, so you kind of move to the ceiling and sit down on that. The door shuts, and elevator starts to move towards the outside of the Taurus, and Dr. Dross says, "Yee-haw! Here we are, American cowboys. What do you think? It's good, yeah? Yee-haw!
Just no, Grandpa.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Gramps, just be you, man. Just be you, please. I liked you better the other way.
He starts patting himself around. He goes, "Yeah, I don't have a gun. Should I have a gun? I would like a big 6-shooter revolver. We're going to kill a lot of things. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of
A
security.
lot of machines.
Yeah, machines. Yeah, machines. I haven't been here in a long time. I used to come here a lot. I used to come here all the time to party with Yorinobu. Oh, the parties. I don't know who's going to be up here. But yeah. I hope you're ready for some serious shit." Elevator slides up the pipe and comes to a stop. And when the doors open, you are standing or sitting and feeling the effects of gravity. Oh my God, my ear is itchy all of a sudden. Sorry. The doors open, and in front of you is a gravel path that curves gently upward. The horizon rises into infinity and loops. Off to the sides, you see the void of space, but you are flooded with the smells of a forest and the sounds of birds singing. There are trees everywhere. There are Japanese maples and dogwoods and juniper trees, and what is
cherry blossoms?
Cherry blossoms, absolutely. And a gravel path that winds forward with a little babbling brook that comes to a conclusion here at the left. There are garden ornaments to your right. You can see just through the trees what looks like some kind of terraced, like tiled plaza with what are those called? Takama mats out to the left. There's like multiple houses in a pagoda style, in a neo-futuristic kind of Edo future style of building.
Called tatami mats.
Tatami mats, thank you. In the distance, you see several buildings, like it's a complex of buildings kind of arranged around this brook that winds through it and alongside this gravel path that goes that way. And then off into the distance above you, you can see the buildings get bigger. You know, there's a much larger building sort of that way up through the curving of this torus. And then it's sitting at the shoreline of a very large lake that actually wraps back around to the other side behind you where the elevator comes up. So that essentially a lot of this thing is water, and it's like 50% water and land, and it's designed so that this is a floating space house sitting at the edge of a lake.
This is trippy as hell.
Yes.
Damn.
And I think since this is going to take a long time, we should stop here and do this all in one next week.
Yeah. Man. Oh my god, what a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Dun dun.
Oh man.
Yeehaw!
Can we do it tomorrow? Let's just do it
Greg,
tomorrow.
Was it your intention to give me my own neuromancer moment? Like, holy shit, this is like the run of a lifetime.
No, but it did work out that way.
No, this is crazy.
I mean, I wasn't really. If you guys want some meta real quick, I mean, I wasn't specifically like, oh, how can I map Neuromancer on this? It was just sort of like, I kind of wrote myself into a couple of weird corners, and this was the way I could thread a needle through it.
I mean, no, but it's awesome just how it's weird.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't intentional, but I am living my Henry Dorset Case moment.
Is that Case's first and middle name? I was on.
Yeah, when he gets like kidnapped in Freeside by those like Interpol agents, and they've got French accents, and they go Henry Dorset Case.
Oh, that's. Yeah. I just started rereading Neuromancer for the first time since years ago, so I'm looking forward to.
I remember that book way too easily.
So, guys, that is the end of our session tonight.
Good sesh, man.
Was it? I hope so.
That was awesome, man.
And then, there was a lot of exposition tonight, in fairness. Next week, lots of action.
I mean, Greg, I honestly wasn't expecting you to tie into the meta narrative of Cyberpunk so heavily. Like, you went right to Saburo and Yorinobu.
So I didn't mean to do that, and I started writing all of this before 2077
Before playing 2077.
And I knew nothing about any of the plot line that was going to revolve around, and as soon as I played, I was like, well, fuck. But I was like very committed to all this stuff that I'd been working on. I was like, I think
it's cool. It honestly ties into the game in a fun way, to the video game. It's cool.
Fork in the time stream. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
Well,
we can fork. I don't know.
We fit in for right now. Right now, everything's fitting.
I haven't played the game, so
I haven't broken anything there at all.
It's just those characters who have been a big part of the lore of Cyberpunk since like forever. They show up as NPCs, like they're actually in 2077. That's why Keanu Reeves is such a big deal. Johnny Silverhand is like the rocker boy that they cut back to in lore. And has been forever. So when they brought Keanu Reeves in to play him, it was like, ooh.
I honestly just was like, well, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I was just pulling from the Red book, and that's basically the extent of my knowledge. I was just like, well, there's a lot here to use, and so I just started using it. It's a great book. I couldn't recommend it enough. It's a fantastic book, guys.
Yeah, Neuromancer is awesome. Read it.
No, the Red book.
Cyberpunk Red's great too.
Yeah,
I wrote a review on it. They're awesome.
You did write a review. We should drop a link to it. We should do the plugs.
The plugs.
Do the plugs. Do the plugs. So this was Cyberpunk
Everything.
Red. What are we calling this? We're calling this High Tech Low Life.
High tech, low life.
Hopefully next week we're going to have some new art and some new stuff to show you guys. It's going to be exciting. I'm really thrilled about that. This is High Tech Low Life, a Cyberpunk Red actual play from, I guess, the How to Drink Network. We are Liz, who plays Cassandra, the tech. We are Anthony, who plays Zero, the media, the street scribe, who is now in space. We are Ari David, who you will find on Twitch at The Amazing Ari. He also writes for Comic Book Review, and he's been writing
Comic Book
reviews.
Resources, close.
Oh, sorry, Comic Book Resources, CBR. And so he's been writing, he wrote some reviews actually of Cyberpunk Red and the new net running system you should check out. He should be dropping links now. He's a VIP. I think he can manage that. There he goes.
That's just a link to my writing. You'll find my Cyberpunk stuff in there.
Read his stuff. He needs that. That's how he lives. And then Comic Book Raiders. Oh shit, that's a great name.
Ooh shit! I gotta go tell them they gotta go change the name of their company now.
Let's do it. Make them do it. We are John, who plays as Rabbit, the 17-year-old assassin girl. John, you can be found at hungryfoxminis.com and also on Instagram, and you make 3D wargaming terrain. We need some photographs of that stuff to put into the show.
Listen, Bob Goblin, I swear, I'm gonna do the stream. I have to figure out how to get my computer down there. I have to figure out how to get lighting down there. I have to figure out how to get the sound of 6 3D printers out of the way while I'm streaming how to paint these things. So
why don't you paint in the room you're in now?
Because I can't, because my wife is on the other side of that, and streaming one night a week is the limit. Okay, so yeah, we're good on that. So I'd have to do the rest in the basement where all the paints are, where all the stuff is.
I'm in the opposite. My lady person's like, "Can you stream more?"
Is this where she gets to like watch her TV shows?
She doesn't have to hear me talk about Destiny at all.
Oh man,
yeah. But yes, if you're not already, if you are not already doing it, come follow me on Instagram, Hungry Fox Minis. All kinds of 3D printed terrain for everything you can think of as far as tabletop minis goes, and yeah, just come hang out.
And we are Ari Rubin, also known as Rubin on Rye, the wittiest of Twitch accounts. You will find him on Twitter and Twitch. He is streaming every week. He does Alone with Ari, a show I am frequently on and I love. It's also on the HTD network.
Yeah, check it out tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. So we have some interesting show lined up for tomorrow. So check it out.
Am I in tomorrow's show?
I was going to ask you.
I'll be in.
I'm in. I'm in. He asked me already, and I said yes.
Cool. We'll do it again. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And where else can people see you, man? What have you been working on lately? You've been a voice actor extraordinaire.
I mean, end of the year, dude. This is what happens. Things slow down, or at least that's what I tell myself. So
yeah, that's true, though.
Yeah. Things are just rounding out 2020 and hoping that 2021 involves me getting a vaccine.
Dude, yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Vaccine,
this is
man.
our last, hold on, this is our last stream in 2020.
Oh, shit,
Next time we meet, it will be 2021, and the year that we will all try to wipe from our brains will be behind us.
The year of the Nat 1, right?
I think we got a few more. I think we got a while more of this.
Yes. I'm hoping by June to have something kind of like normal life again.
Just
maybe just maybe a flying car too. I feel like we're all owed flying cars after this,
or at least the hoverboard from Back to the Future.
Yeah, not that like
we'll settle for that
one that like sets on fire that you buy at the mall, like a real one.
An actual
I think you're gonna just wind up with like a lot of maybe. This is my prediction for 2021: quantum computers, a little more in the news, and vaccines in my arms.
Those are safe things. Those are both safe bets. As I say, they do make. I've seen these ducted fan flying motorcycles. Those are real. You ever see those things?
Yes.
Dude, that's
those
fucking
are awesome.
insane, man. That's some crazy ass shit. The future is here, but if you are an Emirati living in Dubai,
True.
you can afford to just live like do whatever you want. I was gonna say, Ari, I was thinking about you just the other day. I saw a thread on Twitter, and we wrap it. We're gonna wrap in a few minutes here, so I don't feel bad about talking for 5 more seconds. We usually wrap at 1. I know because you do a lot of voice work in video games, stuff like that, and I am often. Anyway, long story short, it was a whole thing about this guy who was a programmer. He works on computer games, and he was talking about this one thing in Cyberpunk 2077, this loading screen, and how he could hear. Oh, this is a classic example of what's wrong with the way dialogue trees work in video games. How the timing is set wrong, and you can see that this line and that line are supposed to step on each other, but they're not lining up right, and so it just sounds really unnatural and horrible. And it blew my mind because even as a guy who like literally made a living as an editor, because I did not know that's how that technology worked and did not make the connection that like this is just badly edited. And then he showed like if you had manually timed this and fixed it this way, it was all of a sudden it was like this is a great performance, because I've actually been really impressed by the performances in 2077, except for that one thing that he happened to do a whole thread on. It was very interesting. I never realized how much in video game voice acting the performance was literally controlled by the programming of the. It never occurred to me because I work in like a different media.
Yeah, you record it all at the same time too. A lot of
weird, man. Yeah. And then somebody builds your performance, and maybe they do it wrong, or maybe they do it right. I don't know. Yeah, it was just it was an interesting thread. I feel like Ari doesn't want to talk about this.
No, I'm happy to. I don't really do as many video games anymore, so it's I feel like technology might have changed since the last time.
Maybe.
Like especially for AAA games like that. So they do vocap now where they just like film you doing a scene.
Oh, interesting. Oh, but this was not that.
Not this one. Not for something this massive, I don't think.
I mean, maybe some of the characters have that, like
cutscenes, they would do that.
Yeah, exactly. But this was like a background thing. It was sort of like environmental stuff, and it was just. I feel like it was interesting to me because so much energy. I don't know. Is there work going on in better dialogue engines? Is my point, because like there's so much work in video games. Not that you would know. In like we got to make the graphics better. We got to make the physics better. But like I really think there's a revolution waiting to happen in fixing this dialogue delivery engine, so that like.
I mean, right now you just. As an actor, you just read off of an Excel spreadsheet.
Right. Yeah, it's rough. That's hard. It's hard to work like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, Ari is back. Eyes of Sin was asking when Ari streams next. I don't know which Ari she's referring to. Ari, David answered.
She was talking to me. She was talking to me.
Okay. All right, Rubin streams tomorrow night too. Guys, that's the show. We got a little off topic there. We're going to be next week, big fucking Villa Straylight run, kind of.
I'm so excited. Like, really, this is very cool. Yeah,
so
this is very,
excited for it.
Stay tuned, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time, and we will see you next time on High Tech Low Life.